Believe it or not, it is the last week of the regular season of high school football. Welcome into high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. John Holder with you, coming to you from the Sound Solutions Media Center on Quintard Avenue in Anniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on this football Friday night, on this Halloween night. A lot of games played last night, more games being played tonight as we close out the regular season and begin looking ahead to the Alabama High School Athletic Association State Football Playoffs. Welcome in. We are with you with the next 3 hours with all the high school football information you need in East Alabama. We're going to kick things off right off the bat tonight as we go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and give you all the scores from around East Alabama and the important games around the state. Tonight at the Field of Champions in Piedmont, it was a potential region championship game, but number 2 Piedmont kind of took the air out of the inflated game and all the talk about it. Piedmont dominating from beginning to end as they finish off their back-to-back 10-0 regular seasons as Piedmont beats Glencoe tonight 46-0. The final score from the Field of Champions. You see there, Piedmont has won 17 of the last 18 meetings, and we are going to be joined live in studio tonight by Piedmont head coach Jonathan Miller live on the Roundup. Plus, we were going to have for you all of the scores coming to you. We'll also have coming up the highlights of that game from Piedmont and Glencoe tonight from the Field of Champions at Piedmont. Also coming up tonight on After the Game, we will be bringing you the highlights of this game. Cleburne County and White Plains. This is a Thursday night game. Kind of a rivalry developing here. We'll take you out to White Plains last night to Robertson Field, where Cleburne County finishes the season 4-6 as they win the rival game over White Plains 27-14. Highlights of that game on the way. Another game played on Thursday night, and there were a bunch of them around the region. 15 games involving 30 teams in East Alabama all played last night. Cedar Bluff last night winning at home over Donahoe. Donahoe finishes the season at 0-10. Cedar Bluff at 3-7. Cedar Bluff wins the game 35-19, the final. Another game from last night, and we'll bring you highlights of this game. Crazy game last night at Lamar Field in Oxford, where Florence beat Oxford 12-11. That's not a high-scoring baseball game. That's a low-scoring football game. We will bring you all the highlights of that game. Florence beating Oxford last night at Lamar Field by a score of 12-11. Tonight, again, part of this equation in Class 3A Region 6. This was a region game tonight over in Rainbow City. Westbrook Christian, now the number 10 team in the state in 3A. No problems beating Walter Wellborn 48-6. Both teams will be in the 3A playoffs. Westbrook goes in now as the region runner-up. Piedmont, of course, number 1. Glencoe will be 3. Walter Wellborn will be 4. All 4 of those teams in the playoffs. Westbrook beats Wellborn tonight 48-6. We will have highlights of that game coming from Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium in Rainbow City. Another game from last night, and it was a big rivalry game. It is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Anniston down 3-0 at halftime, 18 unanswered in the second half as number 4 Anniston, they go to 10-0, an undefeated season for the Bulldogs. Congratulations to Coach Rico Jackson and the Dogs as they beat Jacksonville last night 18-3. Coach Michael Short was there. He'll have the post-game reaction. We'll have all the complete highlights of Anniston and Jacksonville in our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week coming up later on tonight on After the Game. Back to action tonight. Back to action in Class 3A Region 6. We do have this final score. We'll have it for you graphically in just a moment. Locust Fork beat Sachs 41-13 tonight. Sachs going to finish 1-9. Locust Fork goes to 2-8 as it was Locust Fork beating Sachs tonight. That is a final. We do have it 41-13. Locust Fork over Sachs tonight. There it is. Locust Fork beating Sachs 41-13. Going back to last night. Alexandria, number 8 team in 4A. They go to Munford. They beat the Lions 35-15. Alexandria finishing the regular season at 9-1. Incredible. Alexandria 2 years ago was 1-9. This year they're 9-1. In just 2 years' time, Todd Ginn and the Valley Cubs have turned that thing 180 degrees around. J.B. Pennington and Weaver playing tonight. This is not a final But late in the game, Pennington was beating Weaver over in Bluntsville. Pennington trying to finish with a winning record. Neither team going to the playoffs. Weaver had never lost to J.B. Pennington. Looks like it's going to happen tonight in the fourth quarter. Pennington was leading Weaver 42-14. Playoff action tonight in the Christian Football Association, and we will have highlights of this game. JCA tonight winning over Cornerstone Christian out of Rainsville 56-21. This was a state semifinal game. Russell Christian out of Meridian, Mississippi wins against Tuscaloosa Christian tonight, setting up the state championship game next week. That will be between JCA and Russell Christian. That will be in Tuscaloosa next Friday night. More action tonight over in Cleburne County at Ranburne. Ranburne upends Spring Garden. Spring Garden still in the 1A playoffs, but they lose tonight at Ranburne. 29-21 Bulldogs was the final score. Staying in that area, Woodland beats Horseshoe Bend tonight. Woodland's headed for the Class 1A playoffs. They beat Horseshoe Bend tonight at home at Sewell Field in Woodland. 48-14 was the final. Last night in Wedowee at Ron Waters Field, Randolph County, an impressive win. The Tigers are 8-2. They beat Hoax Bluff last night 25-7. Back to games tonight. Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. This was a great game. Glenwood beating Sylacauga 38-31. Glenwood 38, Sylacauga 31 tonight down in Sylacauga. Back to last night. B.B. Comer on the road at Thorsby. Thorsby goes to 9-1, a great 3A team. As a matter of fact, I believe it's going to be Thorsby taking on Randolph County in the first round of the 3A playoffs next week. Thorsby beats B.B. Comer last night 55-6. Back to action tonight. Fayetteville, the Wolves on the road up in Marion County at Brilliant. They beat the Tigers tonight 41-0. Fayetteville 8-2. Their only two losses to Wadley and Winterboro. So they are headed to the Class 1A state playoffs. A dangerous team in Class 1A football. Childersburg and Winterboro, no final on this game yet. Late in the game, number 8 in 1A, Winterboro winning at Childersburg 32-0 in the fourth quarter. Should have a final on that one coming just a little bit later on here on After the Game. Back to last night. We will have highlights of this game. Etowah gets their first win of the year as they upend the Lincoln Golden Bears last night in impressive fashion at Jim Glover Field in Attala. Etowah over Lincoln 44-28. Back to action tonight, and we will bring you highlights of this game. Pell City was up 40-0 at halftime, and they made it stand up as Pell City beat Southside 54-19. Southside could have been in the 6A playoffs with a win tonight, but it did not happen. Pell City headed to the 6A playoffs, and they're coming in with a lot of momentum as they beat Southside 54-19 tonight. Highlights of that game on the way. Victory Christian on the road up in Berry in northwest Alabama in Fayette County. Berry tonight, very good 1A team. They beat Victory Christian 46-21 tonight at Berry. Last night, Corner beat Springville 48-14 at Springville. Also last night, big rival game, St. Clair County and Asheville. St. Clair County, the number 7 team in 5A at home in Odenville. They finished 9-1. Their only loss to Moody. They beat Asheville last night, a good Asheville team, 42-7. A number of Thursday games. Here comes about 5 in a row for you. Last night in Raglan at Joan Ford Stadium. Raglan headed to the 1A playoffs. They beat Decatur Heritage 51-20. Sandrock and Whitesburg Christian tied 14-14 at the half. The Whitesburg Christian scores the last 17 points of the game in the second half. They beat Sandrock 31-14. Both of those teams headed to the playoffs. Whitesburg Christian in Class 3A, Sandrock in Class 2A. Another Thursday game. Gaston on the road at Notasulga. I think we'll go back to that one, but Eider beat Gaston 36-32 last night out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston. Gadsden City there's the Notasulga. Notasulga beat Galesville last night down in Notasulga 41-8 the final. Now we go to Gadsden City. We'll bring you highlights of this game, by the way, from Titan Stadium. Gadsden City will be at home in the first round of the playoffs next week. Gadsden City beat Fultondale tonight 42-0 the final. That was last night. Also last night, another Thursday game in Class 1A, big game over in northwest Alabama. It was number 5 Hubbardville finishing 10-0 undefeated, beating number 9 Hackleburg 50-20 the final. Also tonight, a big game involving a top team in Class 2A and a top team in 3A. Number 5 Bayside Academy in Class 3A, beating number 7 in Class 2A, Tuscaloosa Academy, 50-0 tonight down in Daphne. Another Thursday night game. This was a region title game between number 3 West Morgan, number 7 Deshler playing out in Trinity, and number 3 West Morgan remains undefeated. They've won, I think, something like 34 consecutive regular season games as the Rebels beat the Tigers last night 13-7. Fairview and Good Hope last night, the number 4 team in 5A beating the number 9 team in Class 4A. Good Hope, of course, they're going to be hosting the Cherokee County Warriors next week. We got the head coach of the Warriors, Coach Jacob Kelly, standing by in just a few moments live in studio to talk about that game. Fairview last night beating Good Hope 14-7. Another game from last night down in the South, number 7 in 7A Baker at home in West Mobile, beating number 2 in 5A Viger 21-12. And also last night over at Vestavia Hills, number 2 team in Class 7A Vestavia Hills, routing the number 10 team in 5A and defending 5A champion Montgomery Catholic by a score of 40-13. Back on after the game, let's tell you about something that's going to happen for coaches' wives, and it happens a week from tomorrow morning. It is the Beyond the Bleachers event taking place down at Hubbard's off Main in downtown Oxford. This is the 6th annual Coaches' Wives Brunch, 10 till 12 noon next Saturday, the 8th. If you are a coach's wife and you're watching this anywhere, doesn't matter, don't even have to be here in East Alabama. We know people are watching us all over the state. If you're a coach's wife, you come to this. This is a great Christian event for coaches' wives. You come, don't have to be the head coach, assistant coaches, whatever it is. You are invited. You don't have to make an RSVP. You just show up there. They're ready for you. They've got gifts for you, door prizes, all kind of things. Beyond the Bleachers with their Coaches' Wives Brunch. That is next Saturday, November 8th, 10 to 12 at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. Let's tell you about our fine friends at Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. We're going to be busy tonight bringing you all the final standings in region play, all the way through 1A through 6A of all the regions here in East Alabama. We're going to bring you the final standings, and that's brought to you by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, located on U.S. Highway 431. You know that is East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden. 1.9% financing on the Equinox, on the Blazers. They've got a great selection of Silverados and great SUVs ready for tailgating for the playoffs and for the rest of the college football season, and a great service department as well. Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, U.S. Highway 431 on East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden. When we come back on After the Game, our Noble Bank and Trust post-game pressers coming up. We got the head coach of the Cherokee County Warriors, Jacob Kelly, live on After the Game next.
The Calhoun County Commission,
all right,
made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, one of our highlight sponsors, and we got a ton of highlights. We got 10 games featuring 20 teams tonight that we're going to bring you highlights of from games last night and tonight. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, they've got the tools, the lumber, the materials, all the name brands you want from Oxford Lumber. Benjamin Moore paint, yellow wood treated lumber, steel power equipment, Tamco roofing. Shop local. Your dollars stay right here in East Alabama. They've got 5 locations: Jacksonville, Lincoln, Oxford, also in Talladega and in Roanoke as well. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you our highlights, and a lot of them coming up tonight on this last football Friday night of the regular season of high school football. We need to catch up on a couple of scores that we did not have final the first time around. We're going to bring you those right now as we go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We got them. Trust me, we got them. J.B. Pennington, it's not shown there, but I think we got that. J.B. Pennington tonight beat Weaver 42-14. We're going to have that, guys. They're working on it. I thought we had that. And then we got another final score. There it is. J.B. Pennington beat Weaver 42-14. J.B. Pennington will finish 6-4, but not in the playoffs. Weaver not in the playoffs. That was a region game, that 9-team region in Class 3A Region 6. And then the other final score I think we got for you, Winterboro tonight, number 8 team in 1A. They beat Childersburg. I say that's a road game at John Cox Stadium in Childersburg, but it's not, because Winterboro played all their home games at Childersburg. So in essence, Winterboro and Childersburg played a home game for both of them tonight. Of course, the tornado that hit back in February down at Winterboro damaged the stadium, and they could not play home games at Winterboro this year. So Winterboro played at Childersburg all year, and tonight they played each other at John Cox Stadium. Winterboro wins the game. They are headed to the Class 1A playoffs. Childersburg will finish the year at 0-10. Back on the high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We are now in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser, and we've got a great guest lined up for you again here tonight. We got the head coach of the Cherokee County Warriors, Coach Jacob Kelly. Coach Michael Short joins us as well. Coach, welcome in. Glad to have you with us once again, as always, on After the Game. You were off tonight, getting ready for the playoffs. Did you do some trick-or-treating tonight around center?
The kids did. I needed to go to Tractor Supply, and they were doing a trunk or treat, so I decided to wait and get the chicken food later. And so, but yeah, it was a good off week for us. We've been at it a long time, really, since January, and then you roll right into the summer, and then once we start last week in July, this has been kind of the first week that we've kind of. And to be honest, I like having week 10 off when you're in the playoffs, because it gives you a chance to get healed up, after the tough region schedule and tough non-region that we've played. We've been banged up more this year than we have been. Maybe we've been lucky, but we've just had nagging injuries. We lost our 2-year starter at H-back, tight end at Hoax Bluff. Broke his ankle, and so we've just hit a little bit of misfortune, but him being the only one that's out for the season, everybody else has healed back up, and this off week just give us another couple days to really heal up, and we've got a great training staff in center. Blake and Caitlin Rivette Revette Rehab, and then DeKalb Orthopedic is who we're with now. We've sent a lot of kids up to Fort Payne over the last 10 weeks, and so we had a lot of fun this week. We lifted 5 days this week. Wanted to focus on getting our strength back, and I feel like us going to work in the weight room kind of revitalizes us. Because during the big weeks and the heavy practices and weeks where you feel like you got to go a little best on best, you get a little nicked up, banged up. This was one of those weeks where we didn't do a whole lot of contact. It was more install, group, individual, install for Good Hope, and what we think we're going to see. We were able to scout them last night, and then our guys made a regular trip. We got to go Monday morning practice, Wednesday and Thursday, and then our guys got to go to Birmingham and cheer our state champion volleyball team on. So that was really exciting for those guys and those girls. I mean, we've had this bunch since they've been in the 7th grade, and so to see them and our guys really, blossom into what they've become is really, really gratifying for us as coaches.
Coach, there's probably no coaching staff in this state that is more well-versed on what it takes and how to plan out to play 15 weeks, because the last 3 years in a row you played 15, 16 weeks because you've been in the state championship game. A lot of coaches don't know how to handle that a lot of times because very few go to 3 straight Super 7s. And so you got a lot of experience. You talked about liking this open date here. So kind of take us through from a coaching, administrative task of kind of your philosophy on preparing to play potentially 15 or 16 weeks.
Well, every team's different, but the last 2 years we've had Week 10 open, and so, we've kind of gotten – I don't think we had as much we knew Westminster because we played them the year before in the 4th round, so that happened to be our first round opponent, but I'm not sure we knew that last year going into the open week. That may have been one of those cases where we didn't know until after tonight that who we was going to play. It just was fortunate enough that we knew who we were going to play on Monday. So we brought back the scout pack from a couple of years ago and it looked at some of the Good Hope film, throughout the week and kind of matched up what we thought. And but really, it's just keeping the guys locked in. I thought they were more attention to detail, especially in the weight room, this week. And so it's really just feeding the needs of the team, so to speak, and keeping them locked into it. This time of year is really exciting because it's do or die. It's you gotta really execute and put the attention to detail, because if you don't and you lose, it's time for something else. And so our guys, it's been I guess somewhat of a down year in center, because we're not region champs anymore, and we lost 2 region games, and we're 7-3 overall, but we feel like
it's a new year.
It's a new year. We've tasted enough of the medicine and the us beating ourselves, so to speak. And not necessarily saying that the mistakes that we had, like in the Anniston game and the Alexander game, there's no guarantee that we would have actually won those games if we hadn't made those mistakes. But again, it's about playing your best ball, and we've yet this season to play our best ball for a 48-minute stretch, and so we haven't peaked yet. So that's a little two-way. That's a little disturbing, and that's a little exciting that we have all the potential in the world to still be a really good football team. It's just about, bringing it all together.
Coach, I don't think maybe most people realize when you're talking about developing players, people think, well, it's playoff time now, so he's got to worry about the next game, because you just mentioned it could be one and done. You don't know. But it's also what people don't realize, what you've had for the last 3 years. You've had a spring practice basically in the fall. I mean, you get a chance. People say, how you develop? Well, you get a great chance to develop kids because they get 5 more weeks of practice. You've had 15 extra weeks to practice.
Kinda like
and
a
that is a
season.
lot. It's
Yeah.
almost a whole season. So people don't realize. Tell us a little bit about how important that's been for your program overall to develop for the next season, just because of what you're doing now during the playoffs.
I think the experience, just because you can't fool the kids, so they know what's at stake, and so those freshmen and sophomores that are having to play now, they've been through the whole 5 weeks of the last year or the last 2 years of every week. This is how we have to do things to be successful on Friday, and we've had some great playoff games throughout the years, and playing in the Super Sevens. But a lot of those guys that were scout team players, they're playing now, meaningful snaps for the first time, and I've really been impressed with that 10th grade bunch, and we've got a couple 9th graders too. They're having to grow up, but they've done a good job of continually to get better, and they take the coaching because early on we made a lot of mistakes, and so again, it hadn't been what you got 5 goals preseason, undefeated season, region champs, and some of those are not on the table anymore. But the end game and the end goal is still there. It's the path to that has changed a little bit, but believe it or not, Asheville made 45 wins for the senior class. So this is 2 years in a row where the senior class, they tied last year's record. So they need one more win to break the record, and they got a chance to do it in round 1. And we got a tough opponent, Good Hope. Saw them last night, went up to Fairview and scouted them. They play with their hair on fire. They got a lot of heart. We had a player a couple years ago named Jack Amos, and I think they got about 5 of them that play. And Jack was one of my favorite players that I've ever coached, and they just look like a fun bunch to coach. They have fun playing for Good Hope. They have a lot of pride. They gave Fairview all they wanted and more, and so it was good. I'm glad I got to see them in person, because people don't realize you can't judge everything off of football film. When you see them live, it brings a whole different dimension to it, and just to walk into a different stadium, because you don't get a chance to do that a whole lot. I mean, y'all do, but as a coach, man, you don't really get a whole lot of opportunities to go just scout and just be a fly on the wall and just watch other atmospheres. Man, it was.
I used to love to sit down and watch them coming in. I get close as I could to them to watch them go, oh, they're a lot bigger. I mean, look at that butt on that guy and the legs. I mean, am I right? I mean, you're saying, look how big they are.
I've never been to Fairview, but the visitors come down the hill.
They do?
It's like in a bowl. So they come down the locker room and hill, and then Fairview comes out right here, and I got as close as I could.
Yeah. Did you have your center stuff on?
That's all I own, Coach. I don't own anything else. I wish I did. Maybe Santa will bring me something for Christmas.
Yeah.
But I don't own anything else, and so some of their fans were talking to us as we were, standing there coming in. But man, they got everything. They got good size. Quarterback's really good. He throws it well. He's a lefty. He's got great running ability, and just to see them come out the gate, man, it was fun to watch. Because you don't necessarily see that on film. You don't see a lot of the heart and just how tenacious a team can be until you see them live, and so it was really, really cool to get out on Thursday night. And the temperature was a little low, though. I did get a little cold just having to stand there and not coach. I almost asked if I'd go in the press box.
Yeah, now they're going to let you in the press box up there. You get to see, like on the, and sometimes I've learned stuff by going to games like that, how organized they are on the sidelines, how they do their kicking game. And you see that, and sometimes you think, guys, we got an advantage there because we're more organized than they are on the sidelines. But I want to take it back for a second. I want to retrace back, because you are a part of this. I know as a coach, and you're in season and you're playing games, but you are an integral part of 600 wins. There's been a lot of great coaches at Cherokee County, been a lot of great players, and a great community to work in and to live in. But just tell me for a second what it was like just to be a part of that 600 win?
It wasn't fun for me because we didn't play very good, and I selfishly didn't celebrate it until like Saturday.
But you did.
But you know, just thinking back, because you know, Coach Johnson was on the hiring committee.
Hey, he was.
That hired me,
Yeah.
and he lived right down the street in Tate's Chapel. We still live in Tate's Chapel. Miss D, his wife, sold their house. She moved over there beside her son Blake. They live right down the street. And Coach Johnson used to get in the golf cart and drive over to the house. And Miss D would see the kids playing for. She still does, you know. And so just to have his kind of trust, because I coached 2 of his grandkids, felt like I coached his granddaughter, Mary Hayes, just because she's always around. You know, when Alex is still training, now they both run track South Alabama. They're both together, and so you know, just to have those conversations and his trust, and we had some good times, and then so it just, if you look back at the history of the program, like in the 80s, I mean, it's just
I had to be a part of it.
And then now you know, to have teams that have, you know, broke some of the records that his guys set, you know, and the winningest class coming through with Coach Curry's classes in 09. I mean, and you know, I don't talk to Coach Curry as much as you know, any other coach, but he does call from time to time, and
he loves Cherokee County.
God, he does. And the funniest thing happened. We were getting ready to play Scottsboro when they were running the Veer.
Yeah.
And we got stopped at a gas station at the end, because he lives like one street over on Big Nose. And we come running into each other at the gas station. And we get to talking about, you know, stopping the Veer and his thoughts on it and this. And I swear, if I remember it right, there was like a guy walking by, and he used him as like a scout running back.
That's
He's like,
right.
"Hey, just stand
Stop
right
me."
there."
Yeah.
And that guy was just like, "Who?"
That's Tripp.
And so, but it's Coach Curry. First time I think we had talked, we were getting ready to play Aniana in the 4th round, and I bet we was on the phone for like 45 minutes. It's just, and so anyway, I was a part of the 100th year, and
That's right.
in school history. Just happened to be my first year, and so we've been blessed and fortunate to just be a part of it. And we've had some really good players. Coach Johnson had some really good players. Coach Curry's had some really good players, and there's been other people that have been vital into those 600 wins. But I mean,
and a good administration.
Oh yeah. I mean, and so it just this is why you want to coach Cherokee County, because of the tradition and you know, that goes back. I mean, you know, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, that's right.
Coach, last question. I'm going to pull a switch on you. You talked about how good Good Hope is, how impressed you were with them. I've been of the opinion, I've said this, and I'm going to say it again tonight, I'm not sure that Good Hope, when they look down and look at that bracket, Cherokee County is not the typical number 3 seed that's coming over to Good Hope in Coleman County. I'm not sure that those folks are really thrilled to death for their first round draw when you got the team that's been to the Super 7 3 times, that's won the North 3 times in a row coming to town. I think that there's a number of number 3 teams in this state that could go in and quote unquote pull an upset. And you're one of those, I would say, in my mind, as far as in any class, 3 seeds going on the road to play a 2 seed, Cherokee County probably is the most dangerous 3 seed in this state right now, I would think, heading to the playoffs.
We're not talking about that in my locker room. I think Saban called that rat poison.
Rat poison.
So I'm talking about that in the media.
That was an IV right there. That's an IV.
Y'all could have waited till I
That's
left
why
to
I
talk
didn't
about
go
that.
into coaching. I'll go into media so I can talk about all this stuff.
My coaches have to, and Coach Wheeler does a great job of just calming me down, like about the rankings and the prediction. He's like, you know, what does it matter? You're gonna find out on the field on Friday night, and so I don't know why you get upset because y'all ain't ranked for the first time since like 2021 or whatever, you know. But he's right. I mean, it doesn't matter. I feel like the team that I watched in Fairview will be ready and it really don't matter who the opponent is. They've lost a couple games, but they've all been within 7 points. So I know they're going to go to war. I know they've been in our region a couple years ago. So last time we played, this senior class was freshmen. And, you talk about something you don't see on film. That's a rowdy bunch, man. In the stands, the band, they've got these these European horns that
Yeah, the long ones, yeah.
that
They're loud.
I don't think they ever stopped. I don't know if it's a battery operated thing or but it was so loud. And so anyway, to us it's always been Cherokee County versus Cherokee County.
I'll phrase it another way. Obviously being a 3, you've been in a tough region. And so playing people like Anniston, Alexandria, Hokes Bluff, Piedmont, people like that, that is not the typical kind of schedule that a lot of teams in Class 4A play against this year. I'll phrase it that way.
Yeah, I mean, we do feel like we've had some situations and some really tough games. And like I said earlier, I really don't feel like we've played a 48-minute game, clean game. We played pretty good against Alexandria. We played pretty good against Asheville, but there's still just we gotta fix us. And so it's a good bracket. Any seed we feel like in this region, as long as you got your ticket in, we feel like any team in this region will be prepared to face any other region in the state. That's just, I guess, Region 6 feeling like Region 6 is good football. It's nothing against anybody else. We just, I know Anniston's a really good football team. I know Alexandria's a really good football team. I feel like we have the potential to be a really good football team, but I coach them, so I know we ain't have it our best yet. And then Asheville has got to be one of the most improved teams in the state of Alabama. And, offensively, they're as dangerous as anybody. They've got really good skill players and really good quarterback. And so
good tight end.
Yes, big tight end. He called touchdown on us the other week. And so we're not really worried about the opponent as much as we are looking ourselves in the mirror and having good preparation and just doing what we're coached to do. I mean, this year has been one of the things where you can realistically go in the coach's office and put the game tape on. We start watching again, and just laugh at how we've never coached that a day in our life, and I have no idea. We had one time.
Unless the guy scores, then you say, "Yeah, I did coach."
We almost got a pick, but just how it was. It's just it's comical on how some of our guys are trying. It ain't an effort problem.
No,
the effort has always been there, and they're playing with their hair on fire, but they're doing nothing from an X's and O's standpoint that we've coached them to do. And so it's been a little frustrating at times, but I mean, I really enjoy being around this bunch. They're a fun bunch to be around.
That's the ones in 20 years you'll remember.
Oh, yeah.
And remember this, Coach, you're 0-0.
That's right. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
That's right.
Coach, thank you so much for coming and being with us tonight on this Halloween night. Best of luck to your team. Best wishes. Safe travels over to Coleman County to Good Hope. And congratulations again on another great season at Cherokee County.
Thank y'all. Go Warriors.
Head coach of the Cherokee County Warriors, Jacob Kelly, on our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser. We're going to take you out to White Plains. This is going to be our final Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Take you out to the game last night. This is the Blue Brigade Marching Band to entertain the fans out at Robertson Field at White Plains last night. 42 members. Their theme this year is good as gold. That young lady right there, she threw the baton in the air, turned a flip on the ground, and got up and caught that baton. An amazing thing I saw last night. They have had all superior ratings at the Beaver Pond Marching Festival over in Walnut Grove at West End, and they were best in class and auxiliary at the Pell City Marching Festival. The band director is Dawson Crowder. And one of the things I like, you just saw that there, Coach, this is the only band I've seen this year that is twirling fire. Most of them have gone to these lighted up, these fluorescent lighted batons. Not White Plains. Well, they got turf next year. They won't be able to do that. But White Plains taking advantage of the real grass out at White Plains and the Blue Brigade with the with the real flames last night. Great job by the White Plains Blue Brigade. Entertained the folks out at Robertson Field at White Plains, our final Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Jacksonville State University. Let me tell you about their athletics. Head coach Charles Kelly was at the Piedmont game tonight, checking out some action up there in high school football. Jack State Athletics, of course, now their Football Bowl Championship Series division, what we used to call Division I, and their athletic programs are on the rise. So that means more exposure. They're playing on ESPN, ESPN2, more competition, more opportunities for student athletes to shine on a national stage, and they're building champions on the field, off the field, and they are doing it at Jacksonville State University. You want to be a part of the excitement at the friendliest campus in the South. Schedule your visit at jsu.edu/visit. When we come back, a lot more to come here on After the Game. Later on, we've got highlights of 10 games. Head coach of the Piedmont Bulldogs, Jonathan Miller, will be with us live in studio, and a whole lot more as After the Game rolls on, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on a Football Friday night.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop. These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Core Sports Medicine, located in Oxford, they bring you our play of the night. And last week's play of the night was incredible. And we're going to bring you another play of the night. That'll be posted sometime Saturday morning. Be looking for that on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. Be looking for that. Tell you about Core Sports. Distinguished physicians, Dr. Clinton Ray, Dr. Jeffrey Waller. They joined us here on the show earlier this year to talk more about Core Sports Medicine. Certainly leading orthopedic and sports medicine practice. They're one of the leaders in the entire state, based right there in Oxford, and they can perform surgeries not only at Northeast Alabama Regional Medical Center in Anniston, but also at the Surgery Center in Oxford and UAB in Pell City as well. They partner with area high schools, and they're located conveniently right here in Calhoun County in Oxford at 1419 Hamrick Drive East, Suite 201. All right, folks, it's the nitty-gritty time in our Spirit Scholarship presented by Farmers and Merchants Bank. Let me explain what's going on. We started with 80 student athletes from all 20 schools in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. You have been voting along with our random picker and the votes and things like that to narrow that from 80 to 40 over the last several weeks. Now we're down to the final 40. All 40 of these, one male, one female from all 20 schools, will receive a $50 gift card from the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Plus, one male and one female athlete, they are going to be selected as our Spirit Scholarship winners for this year. That is a $1,500 each college scholarship to the male and female. Now, here's the way it works. At midnight tonight, you can go and vote for one of the 20 female athletes, one of the 20 male athletes. This voting is going to stay open all the way until 12 noon Monday, November the 10th, a week from Monday. So this will be open about 2 or 3 days later than usual. And here's the way it works. The more comments that you make, the more chances they have in our random pictures. That makes sense, kind of like a raffle. The more raffle tickets you buy, the more your name's in there and your odds go up higher of being chosen. So that's the way it works. So you need to go and make those comments for your favorite one. Now, we are going to, at this time, tell you who survived the first round and is moving on to the finals. And we're going to begin that right now. And we're going to introduce you those final 4 student athletes tonight. And we begin with Alexandria High School. The female athlete is Charlie Paris. You see Charlie there, volleyball, basketball, softball player with a 4.1 GPA. The male athlete coming from Alexandria is Ryan Brown, football player with a 3.8 GPA. Cedar Bluff High School, Sienna Smith, basketball and softball player, 3.3 GPA. Also from Cedar Bluff, Dylan McDaniel, a 3.7 GPA. Football, basketball, baseball, and track. Sandrock High School, represented by Macy Pruitt, a 4.0 GPA, basketball and volleyball. And Grayson Lane, a football and baseball player with a 4.0 GPA. From White Plains High School, Sarah Kate Adams, volleyball and softball player with a 4.0 GPA. And also Logan Wabi, he is a 3.5 GPA average with a football, baseball, and track athlete out at White Plains. Ohatchee, Hayden Lathers, a 4.3 GPA, volleyball and cheerleader. Also from Ohatchee, Alston Carroll, a GPA of 4.0, football, basketball, and baseball. Cherokee County High School, Marie Crane, a basketball player, 4.0 GPA, and also James Hunter, football and baseball player there for Coach Kelly, 3.8 GPA from Cherokee County. Spring Garden High School, represented by Hollis Jane Petty, a volleyball player with a 3.9 GPA. Also from Spring Garden, Zane Edwards. Zane has a 3.5 GPA, football, baseball, and basketball player. From Sachs High School, Adriana Stevens, a 4.2 GPA, cheer and volleyball athlete. Also from Sachs, Jaquay Judkins, a football and track and field athlete with a 4.1 GPA. Piedmont High School, represented by Jenna Duke, a 3.5 GPA, volleyball and basketball star for the Piedmont Bulldogs. Also from Piedmont, we've got Judd Pope, and Judd is a basketball and baseball player with a 4.5 GPA. Representing Walter Welborn High School, Riley Smith, 3.5 GPA, volleyball and softball. Also from Welborn, Jakeem Kirby, a football and track athlete with a 3.9 GPA. Weaver High School, Emory Greer, a cheer and track athlete with a 3.6 GPA. Also, Gina Luca Torres, a 4.1 GPA, football and wrestling from Weaver. Oxford High School, Peyton Brooks is the female athlete, volleyball and golf with a 4.2 GPA. And the outstanding basketball player, maybe the top player around in basketball, Jalen Alexander, a 3.7 GPA from Oxford. Faith Christian School, Kaysen Cronin, a 4.54 GPA. Volleyball, indoor and outdoor, track and field. Also from Faith, Jack Tant. He has a 4.58 GPA, cross country and track and field athlete. From Jacksonville High School, Maya Swain, 4.0 GPA, volleyball, basketball, and soccer. And also Ben Pridgeon. He's a football, basketball, and golf athlete for the Golden Eagles with a 4.0 GPA. Pleasant Valley High School, Kaylee Almorode, volleyball, state championship volleyball player, a 4.18 GPA, and a varsity softball player as well. Also from Pleasant Valley, Braden Papa, a 3.85 GPA, varsity football and track and field. Hope Christian School, Destiny Jordan, a 2.7 GPA, volleyball, softball, and track and field. Also representing the Saints is Terrence Young, a football and track and field athlete with a 3.78 GPA. Jacksonville Christian, Taylor Cash, volleyball, cheer, softball, and track, 4.0 GPA. Also from JCA, Noah Lee. We'll see a lot of him coming up later on tonight on the show. A 4.0 GPA, football, basketball, and golf. From the Donahoe School, Callie Taylor, a 4.38 GPA, a volleyball player. Also from Donahoe, Ethan Bailey, Foster Payton, 4.38 in tennis. Also from Galesville, Lydia Reynolds, 4.0 GPA, volleyball, basketball, and softball. And also Aiden Heinrich from Galesville, a 4.0 GPA, football, basketball, track, and baseball. And finally, Anniston High School, Christiana Reed, a 3.67 GPA, cheerleading, flag football, and track and field. And finally, from Anniston, DK Baker, great football and basketball player with a 3.5 GPA for the Anniston High School Bulldogs. We are going to bring you now our final Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week this week, and we've got a great one for you this week, also from Pleasant Valley High School. It is a guy who is a great player for them, and he's also a guy who has basically had an ACL injury going back. We can go ahead and show him right now. There he is, Jaden Sparks from Pleasant Valley. Let me tell you, week 3 against Pisgah, that was back on September the 2nd. He went out with an ACL injury. He was back by the time that they played against Cedar Bluff on October 3rd. So basically 21 days of rehab. He came back, guys, as I'm joined here by Coach Short and Chad Barnett for the first time tonight. Chad joined us. Even after playing with this ACL injury, he hasn't had the surgery yet, a 4.940, still running that with an ACL injury, and still I think it ran a long jump of 9 yards with an ACL injury. That's Jaden Sparks, our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week.
Yeah, I could probably do that. You still get that? All right. Did
Yeah.
you ever get that? Did you ever get a 4.9?
What?
What did you run?
Me?
Yeah.
4.6.
Did you really?
Yes, played running back.
Get
For
out
George
of town.
Hoppersdale.
Who? What?
Yeah, for Coach Hoppersdale. Played
Really?
fullback.
4.6.
And outside linebacker.
Got some speed, man.
I also dunked tennis ball.
All right. We got a video proof of that?
In those days, they have a phone back in.
There's a picture back in those days.
And you know the goal wasn't but 8 foot then.
Chad Barnett joins us now for our first highlights of the night. We're going to take you out to what has become, we'll see this in the post-game interview, what has become a little bit of a rivalry there. They're next door to each other. You would think, okay, well, they've been next door to each other for years. Why haven't they been a rivalry? Well, because White Plains was a much smaller school for many, many, many years. Yeah. But now White Plains and Cleburne County are the same size, and they're playing each other, and usually at the end of the year, and it's now a rivalry game. We saw a bit of that last night.
And I think both these teams are kind of in the same spot. They're trying to build for something for the future. Obviously, neither team is going to the playoffs this season, but I think the groundwork has been laid for both these programs to be good down the road. So let's see how they finish out the 2025 season. Let's go out to Robertson Field and check out the highlights and see how it played out. It is senior night at Robertson Field. As you see, the White Plains seniors out there all on the field getting honored in what will be the first year of the Clint Smith era. White Plains punting for the first time tonight, and Lyric Ware. We have heard this name over the past few weeks for Cleburne County. He's really starting to come along, and this is going to be a nice punt return to get them started by a margin of 25 yards. They're facing a 4th and 3, though. Bennett Grubbs, he's going to pick up 4 yards and pick up the first down for Cleburne County. Big spot for them, and then they're going to go to a long pass here Is that Schubert? Schubert for the touchdown. Cleveland County is going to be on top, 7-0. There are the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts as you see them into the stands. More Heflin on offense now. And this is going to be a 4th and 1. Silas Hunt's going to run for the first down. A couple of 4th downs here they picked up, did Cleveland County, where this 19-yard pass from Baker, who's really come on in the second half of the season at quarterback for Heflin. Big run there by Ware for 19 yards. That would lead to another field goal. And they've had a big bump in the kicking game this year. Eric Iscannon Paredes, 23-yard field goal with 7 seconds left to go in the half. It is 10-0 Cleveland County. We go to the break. Cleveland County again, 4th and 2 at their own 45. Hunt's going to run for the first down and keep the drive going. More Ware, this a 14-yard pickup from the hand of Baker, giving the Cleveland County Tigers another first down. But again, it would rely on the kicking. And Iscannon Paredes, this time from 29 yards. Field goal is good. It's going to be 13-0 Cleveland County. White Plains now with the ball trying to get something going, but it's going to be a fumble recovered by Cleveland County. Tack onto it a 15-yard, reverse it 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike penalty from Cleveland County. Nevertheless, they've got the ball. And Ware is going to take this one 63 yards. Didn't matter that 15 when you go 63 yards at the house for Baker. 20-0. Cleveland County is all over White Plains on senior night. The students from Heflin loving it. And now we're going to go to the ensuing kickoff. Going to be pumped off the shoulder pads of a White Plains receiver. It's going to be recovered at the 37-yard lines for Cleveland County. Colby Hale, 34-yard pass from Baker. Beautiful job to get it in the bucket there. Elijah Ware now is going to take this one 11 yards as they are just churning up offensive output for the Tigers down to the 4-yard line. And then Ware this time from 4 yards out. Touchdown Heflin. 27-0 at this point, but White Plains finally getting on the board here. Colby Jones, 31-yard pass from Crew Martin. That's going to be a touchdown, 27-7. White Plains is on the board. Onside kick recovered by White Plains at the 48. So could they put some more in the end zone? 4th and 11 here. Jones, 19-yard pass from Martin. Finally going to get it hauled in, and that's going to be another first down. More White Plains offense. Rodney Perry this time. Crew Martin back to pass. Hums it across the middle. Nice catch by Perry. 15-yard pickup. And then more from the air from Martin. This time finding William Graham. 20 yards for a first down. Bryson Cheatwood is going to be on the back end of this pass and catch for a 7-yard touchdown. Martin, 27-14 is the final score as Cleveland County caps off a phenomenal end of the season towards building for 2026. John caught up with the team after the game.
Robertson Field, White Plains. It is the final night of the regular season of high school football, and the Cleveland County Tigers out to a 27-0 lead. They wind up beating White Plains tonight 27-14. We've got the entire Tiger team cheerleaders here after the game here at Robertson Field. We're going to talk with Coach Vaughn Lee in just a moment. A couple of the Tiger players. We're going to begin right here with the quarterback, Jalen Baker. A couple of touchdown passes tonight, including the first touchdown of the game. You and the guy we're about to talk to here in just a second had a pretty good connection going tonight.
Sir. Okay, what do I need to say? I'm so cooked. I don't know what to say.
It's okay. Just talk about. I'll tell you what. Talk about your teammate here. Talk about this guy right here.
Oh, Lyric did really good. Our whole offensive plan was just playing perfectly, and we came out and executed really good.
You feel like going into this game, you feel like you were going to have a good night throwing the football?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to take him off the hook there. He did a good job. All right. Lyric. Let's talk about this is Lyric Ware, number 2. Big night receiving tonight and some special teams plays. You seem like you were kind of all over the field. Tell us about your game tonight.
I mean, yeah, I like helping my team as much as I can. Jalen, he did great. Freshman, he came in, he carried us. He grew up a lot.
This is the third Thursday night game, so it's the third time we've had a chance to do interviews. And the thing that impresses me is every week we've had different guys. So it's been different leaders every week that we've been here watching you guys play. Talk about the wealth of talent and kind of spreading out the playmakers and leadership on this team.
Yeah, we have a full team of athletes. Everybody plays for each other, block for each other, and we love each other.
All right, guys, you did a good job. Let's bring the coach in here. Coach, this is a team that we talked about this in the Munford game that has improved throughout the year. I know you were talking with the guys in the post game here about the improvement that the team has made this year. Tell us about that improvement that you've seen going back to the summer and now here in the end of October.
You know, I know a lot of people say this, but our off season in the weight room made what happened this year happen. We did a great job of setting goals in the weight room and getting stronger. You could see it this year in the teams that we played. You know, last year these teams are beating us 42-14 and things like that because our physicality and our strength wasn't there. So a lot of our success goes back to the weight room and the off season. And then we grew up a lot. We became tougher than the others, and we became mentally tough. And I was very proud of how our kids grew up a lot. Our seniors, we have 12 seniors. Those guys have gone through it. They really have made they've learned how to lead, and they didn't really understand exactly how because we only had 2 seniors a year ago. So my hat's off to our seniors. Those guys have gotten a lot stronger, and the leadership, the mental toughness, and all the things that we preach have really come along, you know. And tonight I thought our offensive line played real well. Physicality, we really set the tone physically with our offensive line.
You mentioned the 12 seniors. Looking ahead to next year, you got a lot of these guys. The vast majority of this team is coming back. Looks like a bright future going into the offseason.
Yes, sir. We have 9 returning starters on defense, and I don't think we gave up a first down until after halftime tonight. We really got to go in and get stronger and be smarter and not let things that happen like they did in the fourth quarter there. Offensively, and a lot of our skill players are back. We got to go to work with an offensive line and build an offensive line again. But we have a bright future here, and I'm really happy for our future and the work we've put in.
Finally, this for folks outside around the region, outside looking in, they might not understand that this over the last 2 or 3 years, White Plains and Cleburne County has become a rivalry. This is a rivalry right next door to each other, about 12 miles away. You could kind of see that tonight. This is a burgeoning, I guess you would say, rivalry developing, right, Coach?
I've only been here for a year now, so it seems that there's a lot of neighborhood spirit between the two, and I really hadn't caught on to it till here recently because I've been gone for a while, so I really didn't know that we had the rivalry that we have. But I think the past 2 years they've beat us by a combination of 84-24, and then this year we kind of let them know, we're gonna set the tone and make sure that we understand where we're at in this program, where we're headed.
All right, a great way to end the season for the Cleburne County Tigers, beating rival White Plains tonight on their home field here at Robertson Field at White Plains, 27-14. Cheerleaders, players, coaches, I guess it's a good night to be a Cleburne County Tiger, right?
And Cleburne County wins it 27-14. Couple of things here before we move on about the game last night, before we get our model, Coach Short over there going to model our touchdown T-shirts. Couple of things last night, impressed with by both teams. One is the Cleburne County team. They learned, I think, a lesson last night. They got up and then, White Plains, to their credit, came back, but they hung in there. I think the improvement shown this year by Cleburne County, obviously measurable. They doubled the win total. And then I think the first year with Clint Smith out at White Plains, they were down 27-0, and they could have rolled it up. And instead, they came
last week of the season.
Last week,
got nothing.
Thursday night, cold.
You're probably not going to watch the film, right? Because season's over. There's no film after that, so you're not going to get yelled at for slacking.
But they came right back and scored 2 touchdowns and were competitive all the way to the end, playing hard. So I think good things going into the offseason for both of those teams. Coach, show us our RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. We were throwing those out on the Heflin side last night. We thank RO Supply for that. They are fantastic sponsors. We're throwing these out at games all over East Alabama. Tonight, we'll be throwing them out next week in the playoffs as well. Thanks to our folks at RO Supply, South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. And you have remodeling needs, anything like that, and you need supplies for that, do it yourself. You got contractors, whatever, go by and see the folks at RO Supply on South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. When we come back, the head coach of the undefeated and region champion Piedmont Bulldogs, Jonathan Miller, live right here next on After the Game.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Calhoun County Commission brings you after the game. It would not be possible to have this show on Friday nights without Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson. They support all of the schools here in Calhoun County, city, county, private schools. They do it all. Also recreational sites, special events that they sponsor throughout the year, and they're a big part of supporting everything and quality of life in Calhoun County is the Calhoun County Commission. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. And it's time to go back to our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Head coach of the Piedmont Bulldogs, Jonathan Miller, joins us live here in studio on this Halloween night. Coach, I was telling him during the break, I love these white Piedmont sweatshirts. You know, football season in Alabama, we wear shorts and flip-flops. So I think we had to go to a sleeve last week in week 10 for the first week and coach for the first time. So I had not seen these while I was up at Piedmont tonight and saw that. Coach, that looks pretty sharp right there. Was that your idea?
It was.
All right, good.
It was. We've started a little tradition of wearing white at home, so.
Awesome.
With the coaches. So.
Sharp look. I saw the whole coaching staff coming off the field with that. Coach, we talked about this a little bit with your radio crew before the game. To go 10-0 is really hard to do in this day and time at any level of football. You're in a 9-team region on top of that, a tough 9-team region. And, you know, playing 3A football, you're always concerned about injuries and things like that. To be able to go 10-0 and do it in back-to-back years, Coach, that's really impressive.
It is, and it's a testament to our players and coaches. They've done a tremendous job, this season of our coaches of getting our kids ready to play, coming up with game plans, and our kids have been outstanding. Just hungry. We had a good season last year, but we came back with the intention of trying to do it again, and our kids have been outstanding, easy to work with, hungry to win, and it's just been a blessing to be around them.
Coach, one of the things that always impressed me in the days when you were head coach at Sachs was Sachs has got a great quarterback, and they lose that quarterback, and everybody says, oh, well, Sachs, they've lost their quarterback. And you plugged another one in just about every year that was also a great quarterback. And it's the same thing. You lost a great quarterback last year, and everybody said, well, hey, Piedmont's lost their quarterback. But you've plugged in, and Cole Austin's done a fantastic job. You're doing the same thing up there, just plugging quarterbacks in.
Well, Cole's had an outstanding season, and he's the beneficiary of a great supporting cast. Our offensive line's been great all year. Really grown up throughout the season. Only starting one senior up front, so that group's been tremendous. And then of course we've got playmakers. I mean, Raleigh Pinto obviously, and we've got a couple of running backs who are very good, Nick Mixon and Jackson Howard, and then a few more receivers that we can get the ball to. So. He's got a good supporting cast, and he's just kind of been a point guard and got the ball where it needs to go.
Got to have a good point guard, though.
That's right.
That's an important guy.
That's right.
Yeah, Coach, as I've noticed and watched you, I've seen you several times this year and last year. It seems like I'm up there quite often. And we get to interview. The last 2 years, we interviewed every time we come up there. The one thing that I don't think people, and I asked Coach Kelly a while ago too, your first year, I think first round, last year made it to the semis, and now you're going again into the playoffs and hopefully for a deep run. Tell the people there that they're listening tonight just how important it is to get in those playoffs, and your young quarterback gets to be probably scout team quarterback, and he's over there against a good defense every week. So that's just developing these kids a lot of times during the playoffs.
There's no doubt. I mean, to be able to practice almost into December last year, just got a lot of our guys meaningful reps that a lot of people didn't get the advantage of having those reps. So, that entire group, we had an entire B team offense. A lot of those kids are playing now that really benefited from 8 B team games last year, and then having the ability to practice those 4 extra weeks. It was very, very beneficial to them.
And then not only that, but there are some times, when you got a good football team, you're going to sometimes play some teams that aren't as good as you are. So not only do they have 8 B team games, but a lot of times they're getting that fourth quarter, and sometimes even midway through the third quarter, getting experience against other people's varsity players.
Yeah, and this year I've joked with some people. I mean, it's been a blessing, but our young kids are more beat up than our older kids because they played 7 B team games, yes. And then they've played in a lot of our games on Friday nights, and by the end of the B team season, they were wore out. So, it's great for those kids, though. I mean, a lot of opportunities this year to play, and we've been fortunate to be able to put them in on Friday night, and they've gained a lot of valuable experience.
Coach, tell me a little bit about your coaching staff. I mean, when you get over there and look at them, there's some guys over there that aren't far away from being able to go out on their own and being head coaches. Yeah,
tremendous. Fortunate to have a tremendous staff. Kevin Bevel, offensive coordinators, Piedmont guy who's done a tremendous job on that side of the ball. Landon Pruitt, another Piedmont guy. Both played for Coach Smith, and tremendous football coaches. They've done a good job leading those units this year and the previous seasons too. So, just an outstanding staff. Was able to bring a couple guys, that I coached at Sachs with me, and you've got Matt Glover, who's been there for years. Matt Dearman's been there for years, and just a lot of experience, a lot of good coaches, and our kids are the beneficiary of that.
The support staff. When you come to Piedmont, first of all, I always park over there, and I guess there used to be, they said, go on in there, Coach, because I park over there with the Booster Club. and I head to that little room with all that food.
That's right.
I'm not crazy.
That's the place to go.
That's the place to go.
Place to go.
And so you head over there and you eat good, and those people take care of you.
They do.
And then you get out there and just the sidelines. I mean, everything is run the way it's supposed to be run. So you got to talk a lot about your crowd and how loud they are, your radio people, your administration. I mean, it's all just kind of like a machine. It's just going.
It starts at the top with, you know, our superintendent, principals of each, you know, campus, and everybody up there does just a tremendous job of you know, building that support for all, you know, all of our kids, all of our sports programs, and football is obviously no exception. Obviously, our community shows up and shows out every Friday, all year, and been tremendous supporters of us, and our kids love playing. I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I mean, it's hard to beat the atmosphere at the Field of Champions on a Friday night in the fall. I mean, there's, you know, almost no other like it. So
Music, Jumbotron replays, all those people. But, you know, it's got to be, John, I've been to a lot of places. There ain't very many places where the trash can is blue and has Piedmont on it. I mean, you think about it. You know, because I've been to playoff games up there before,
right,
and there's people walk in, and I hear a coach from another place say, their trash cans are even blue. But that
branding
just shows
and marketing.
Yes,
that's what that
but
is.
that is the support that they give you.
yeah, there's probably a story behind those trash cans, but they were there before I got there, so I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but I'm sure there's a story.
Coach Miller, we're going to take a look now. You've had to wait, along with the other teams in the region, to the very last week because of being in a 9-team region and region play going on tonight. You've had to wait a week later for the final region standings. Here they are, our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Here are the final standings there in Class 3A Region 6. And I'll get you to kind of walk through this one, very unique, a 9-team region. And you start looking at that, you're undefeated 1. Westbrook will be 2. They're only lost to you. Glencoe there at number 3. 2 of their 3 losses to Westbrook and Piedmont, and then Walter Welborn at 4. But you start looking at Piedmont, you look at Glencoe. They've been a team that's been to the semifinals before. They won a state championship in the past. We know about your history there at Piedmont. Welborn has made deep playoff runs. Ohatchee's made deep playoff runs. Sachs, you obviously know very well about that because you led them to deep playoff runs. There's just a lot of tradition and a lot of great football programs traditionally in this region. Kind of your take as we look at those final region standings on that region just overall and maybe particularly this year.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You know, in the past 10, 15 years, a lot of those programs have made deep playoff runs. And, you know, there have been years where, you know, I told my kids at Sachs, let's just get in. It don't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's just get in and we can make it to the semis, you know. So that was our thing. Let's try to stay healthy. Let's get in the playoffs, and then we'll get going. You know, so you know, and you know, some of these teams in our region this year were young. They'll get better, and you know, I think, you know, probably overall this year was not as good top to bottom as it was the previous year. But there is a lot of tradition there, and those teams will be back. It's just a matter of having young teams this year, and you know, I think we got some pretty good playoff teams. Westbrook's is a really good team. Glencoe's a really good team, and you know, Welborn with you know, they have 5 seniors and they were able to get the 4 spot. So, you know, I think hopefully our region can make some noise in 3A North, which is extremely tough.
Coach, as we look at this region here, one of the things that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think this is probably the first time these last 2 years that you've played in a 9-team region. I don't think we've ever had a 9-team region in this part of the state. There have been some in South Alabama. The way it worked out, this reclassification, there were a couple in North Alabama this time, and you were in one of those. One of the negatives of that, I guess, is that you don't get to schedule that other third non-region game that potentially could be a money game. You'll have 2 non-region games to play. You're kind of forced to play a Locust Fork, a J.B. Pennington, folks like that. Kind of, what's the difference in your mind in being in a 9-team as opposed to an 8-team or even a 7-team region?
Well, I think being in a 9-team region, it's tougher to get in the playoffs, you know, because you obviously have 9 teams, and traditionally, you know, our region for the most part has been 8. So it's tougher to get in with that many teams in there. And you know, if you look at it scheduling wise, you know, if you have a hard time scheduling, a lot of coaches like to have a 9-team region because you only got to find 2 non-region games. So a lot of coaches like that aspect of it. But you know, I hate playing a region game week 10. I mean, that's just, it's just tough. So, especially, you know, tonight our region wasn't settled. You know, I do think it benefited us because we had been in some games where, you know, we played Westbrook earlier in the season, and we were able to play 2 playoff teams, week 9 and 10, to kind of gear us back up for the playoffs and the atmospheres and the competitiveness that we'll see, you know, starting next week.
Coach, I guess you'd say I'm gonna brag on you and your staff. One of the things that's most impressive to me, and it has been for a while, is the teams that 10-0, 10-0, 9-1, 8-2, consistently winning. For kids in today's society, is a tend to get complacent. How do you fight that complacency? I know you have, I know you do, and I applaud you for that, because that is very hard to do year after year after year, to keep getting these kids not to get complacent.
Well, you have to be strategic. You know, I think you can't push them as hard every week in practice, and you know, you have to be strategic the weeks you're really you know, tough on them, and try to find ways to get through those other weeks. And you know, but at Piedmont, these kids are hungry. They're competitive. So that part of it makes it easy. You know, they want to win. But I feel like, you know, we had some weeks this year where we kind of, you know, didn't have the best weeks of practice, and I feel like, you know, we've asked them to you know, the past couple of weeks, hey, we're playing a couple of playoff teams. It's playoff time. Let's get ready to roll. And we've locked in pretty good the past couple of weeks, and I think we're in a good spot heading into the playoffs.
You can watch as a sideline person watching, and I watch everybody, and you can almost see if there is a week, I can almost tell you when I get to the game, if there's a week where it really wasn't a great practice because they kind of start out a little bit slow, but you've got that core group of guys that says, all right, now it's time to turn it up, and the next thing you know, here you go, and it just gets to rolling, and that means you got a good core group of leaders on that team.
There's no doubt. Great leadership on our team. You know, and we only have 7 seniors this year. Yes. But that group's been phenomenal. You know, we've you know, got good leadership from our juniors as well. So it's a really good group of leaders in that junior class. And you got Riley and some of them guys in our senior class have done a good job of leading. And, you know, again, we like where we're at, and those guys have done a great job throughout the season.
Time to bring in one of these future Piedmont Bulldogs, and this guy, it's a tradition now. He's been here for a couple of years with us. This is your son, and this is one of those future Piedmont Bulldogs coming away. Coach, tell us about him. He's gotten taller here since he was here about a year ago.
Yeah, he's finally growing some. He's obviously the 6th grade, one of our managers, and does a great job with that, along with our other. We've had 9 this year, so I question myself sometimes for having that many managers, but we've gotten through it. But
you got a good group leading those managers too.
We do. So anyway, it's been a pleasure to have Knox on the sideline with me for a few years now. It's you know, memories that we'll have forever.
I bet you on a night like tonight, when you've had a long day like we have, 20-something hours, you got to go to Montgomery tomorrow. Coming down here from Piedmont tonight, I guess Knox kind of helped keep you awake maybe on the way.
He did. You know, we actually listened to a Lakers game on the way down here. Knox wanted to listen to the Lakers, so anyway, we listened to that on the way down, and you know, got to enjoy that a little bit before we got here.
Coach, always a pleasure to have you with us. Great football team you've got again. Been very impressed. Watched you the last 2 weeks. Saw you out at Wellborn. Saw you tonight against 2 pretty good football teams, and you were very impressive, dominant, and we look for big things from the Bulldogs again in the Class 3A state playoffs. Thank you for coming with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing Knox to be with us tonight. Be careful headed to Montgomery tomorrow. All right, the head football coach of the Piedmont Bulldogs. This is Jonathan Miller with his son Knox here on After the Game. Let's tell you about the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. They've got their last meeting of the year coming up, and they may have saved the best for the last because Holly Rowe from ESPN is going to be in Anniston. She will be at the Anniston Country Club coming up on Monday night. This will be their last last of the year, but you can still be a member even for next year. They're doing a lot of things in the off season. They give out about $20,000 in scholarships to high school football players from right here in Calhoun County. Plus, they're already gearing up for the Calhoun County Football Media Day next July, and you can be a part of that by contacting David Woodard there at the phone number on your screen. We come back, we got tons of highlights to come as we roll on this Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission. All right.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
You saw earlier our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week, the White Plains Blue Brigade. Also throughout the night, you see our Emblem Credit Union bottom line with all the final scores scrolling on your screen throughout the night. Emblem Credit Union, enhanced checking that works for you. You can upgrade your wallet with an enhanced checking account from Emblem Credit Union. All the modern features and personalized service you expect from Emblem Credit Union. Apply today at emblemcu.com. Time to head back now to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Here's all the final scores from across East Alabama and the big games around the state for both last night and tonight. Still highlights of this game coming. You just saw Piedmont head football coach Jonathan Miller, number 2 Piedmont tonight, undefeated region champions. They beat Glencoe 46-0. Highlights of that game on the way. Earlier, you saw highlights of the game from last night where Cleburne County beat White Plains 27-14. Another game from last night. It was Cedar Bluff winning over Donahoe up at LD Bruce Field at Cedar Bluff 35-19. Highlights of this game coming from last night. A barn burner down at Lamar Field where Florence upends Oxford 12-11 last night. Tonight, we'll have highlights of this game. Westbrook Christian, number 10 in Class 3A, rolling over Walter Welborn 48-6. Coming up in just a moment, literally a couple of moments away, we'll bring you our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 4 Anniston last night beating Jacksonville 18-3. Complete highlights and post-game reaction coming from that game. Tonight, Locust Fork beat Sachs 41-13. Last night, highlights of this game coming. Number 8 Alexandria in 4A beating Munford 35-15. Back to action tonight. JB Pennington beats Weaver 42-14. Highlights of this game coming. Jacksonville Christian in the semifinals of the CFA playoffs. They beat Cornerstone for the second time this year, 56-21. They will be in the championship game next Friday night, taking on Russell Christian out of Meridian, Mississippi. That game will be in Tuscaloosa. Also tonight, Ranburne beats Spring Garden 29-21. Another game from tonight, Woodland blowing out Horseshoe Bend 48-14. Last night, Randolph County beats Hoax Bluff 25-7. Tonight, it was Glenwood over Sylacauga 38-31. Also, last night, Thorsby blasting BB Comer 55-6. Couple of more games tonight. Fayetteville on the road at Brilliant. They beat the Tigers 41-0. Winneboro, number 8 team in the state in 1A, wins against Childersburg 38-8. Last night, Etowah gets their first win of the season in their last game, beating the Lincoln Golden Bears 44-28. Couple of more games tonight. Pell City knocks Southside out of playoff contention. We will have highlights of this game. Pell City over Southside 54-19. Victory Christian on the road at Berry tonight. The Wildcats win at 46-21 up in Fayette County. Last night, Corner beats Springville 48-14. St. Clair County finishes 9-1 in the regular season. The number 7 team in 5A beating rival Asheville 42-7. More Thursday night games, a bunch of them right here. Ragland over Decatur Heritage 51-20. Whitesburg Christian beats Sandrock 31-14. Notasulga over Galesville, actually Gaston over Eider, Eider over Gaston 36-32. Now we'll go to that next game. Notasulga beating Galesville 41-8. Gadsden City. We'll bring you highlights of this game from Titan Stadium last night, where they beat Fultondale, who Anniston will get in the first round of the playoffs next week. Gadsden City beating Fultondale 42-0. Also last night, big game in 1A in West Alabama. Hubbardville, number 5 team, beating number 9 Hackleburg, who Spring Garden will play next week. Hubbardville takes care of business 50-20. Also tonight, Bayside Academy, number 5 in 3A at home in Daphne. They shut down Tuscaloosa Academy, the number 7 team in 2A, 50-0. Last night, a region championship decided. Number 3 West Morgan gets by Deschler 13-7 in a battle of undefeateds. Also last night, you heard Jacob Kelly talking about going to this game. Number 4 in 5A Fairview beating number 9 in number 4 in 5A Fairview beating number 9 in 4A Good Hope 14-7 last night over in Coleman County at Fairview. 2 more finals from last night in large school play. Number 7 Baker in 7A on the west side of Mobile last night. They beat number 2 Viger 21-12. And also last night, the number 2 team in the state in Class 7A, Vestavia Hills, beating defending Class 5A state champion Montgomery Catholic last night at Thompson Reynolds Stadium in Vestavia. That was by a score of 40-13. Our final Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week is up next. And we're going to take you right back out to White Plains and tell you about the concession stand out at White Plains. We're going to tell you about our concession stand of the week with the White Plains Blue Brigade Band Boosters. Here it is, White Plains.
All right, it's our Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week for the last week of 2025. We are at White Plains tonight. On the visitor side, this is the Blue Brigade Band Boosters concession stand. We've got Jeanette Dunn. She's the Band Booster president. And you're working very hard tonight over here on the Cleburne County side of things. Yes, you got a lot of items. Tell us what some of the things that you offer at the concession stand here at White Plains.
So we've got some Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We got some cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza. We do fries, and you can have cheese and barbecue to those. But our specialty is always the barbecue nachos.
All right, the barbecue nachos on a cold night like tonight, that's going to hit the spot, we think. Tell us about what you put on the barbecue nachos.
Oh gosh, we've loaded it down with special seasonings. It's a secret recipe. I don't even know the recipe. We have a friend who does it for us, and she does everything at her house and brings it up here for us.
Awesome. Now, all this money that you raise goes obviously to the Blue Brigade Band. What are some of the things that you help the band do with the money that's raised here?
So the money that we typically raise from the concession stand helps to pay for our buses to and from competitions and to away games and stuff like that. We've also been in the midst of raising money for new uniforms, so that has helped a good bit for that too as well.
All right, and finally, tell us about the volunteers here. There's quite a few folks in here, and they are working very hard. Tell us about the volunteers that you have.
So all these volunteers you see are band parents. They're either auxiliary or marching members, and they come in every Friday night that we're here and help us run this stand, and we couldn't do it without them.
All right, Jeanette, thank you. We're going to try those barbecue nachos here at White Plains, the Blue Brigade. You come out here next year, they'll be on the visitor side. Come over there and visit them. And thank you so much, and congratulations. We got a $100 gift certificate coming from Johnson's Giant Food.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Don Wilson, last time for 2025, White Plains Blue Brigade Band Boosters, our concession stand of the week. We got these barbecue nachos, and I tell you, that looks good. Jeanette told us this is a secret recipe.
Wow. It's on a cool evening here at Robertson Field, John. This is going to be the ticket right here.
Let's try it out and see what it looks like. We got a lot of barbecue. Of course, that's a homemade recipe with secret spices in there. A lot of the melted cheese, got the jalapenos, of course, the chips in there. What do you think, Don?
Awesome. Very, very good.
Awesome stuff here. Again, this is on the visitor side. You come out next year to check out White Plains football. Come to the visitor side, and they'll have these barbecue nachos with a secret recipe. And you'll support the Blue Brigade of White Plains High School Marching Band.
8, I think.
Yeah.
And they will get a $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food. And we're going to announce coming up before the season's over. We've still got, by the way, it's a great time to tell you, we're going to be here during the playoffs. First round, second round, quarterfinals. We've still got 3 more weeks of after the game. And coming up, but before the season's over, we will announce our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the year. Going to be a tough decision this year. A lot of competition there. Now it is time for more highlights. Coach Short and Chad Barnett join us. More Thursday night action last night. As a matter of fact, so many big Thursday night games that our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week was actually that big Thursday night game between rivals Anniston and Jacksonville.
One that we've been looking forward to for a few weeks now. Been talking about this one, rivalry game, a lot of stuff on the line. You know, also for Anniston High School, in their proud history, they've only had a 10-0 perfect regular season 3 times in their history, 1973, 1989, and also 1992. So with home field advantage, region championship, all that stuff underway, they're looking for a 10th win of the season in the regular season, and also bragging rights against Jacksonville High School. Let's go to the highlights at Golden Eagle Stadium and see how this one played out between the Bulldogs and the Golden Eagles. Game of the week for Week 10, brought to you by Judd Edwards State Farm. And there you see Coach Sullivan looking on as his team wants to finish the regular season out strong. Jacksonville looking to put a drive together, looking strong, but Jalen Henderson comes up with a big stop, forces Jayville for a 46-yard field goal, and it is good. 3-0. That's how we go to half, so not a lot of activity here in the first half. 3-0 at the break. Second half, 3-0 game, Jacksonville. Elijah Lanier stripping this ball. It's going to end up loose and picked up by Q Cunningham in the end zone. So not a lot of fireworks in the first half. First play of this from scrimmage in the second half earns Anniston a touchdown. This would be a 2-point conversion. Good. Damon Pope with that 2-point conversion. Score is now 8-3 Anniston. And we will go back to the highlights. And Pope keeping this one, tight roping down the sideline. Great athleticism you're going to see by number 2, the quarterback for Anniston. It gives them a first down. Now a 4th down. Pope going to drop back to pass, scramble, 14 yards and a first down. That was a big play right there because it's still a 1-score game at this point. That would change fairly quickly. Ja'Cory Carr, great blocking in front of him. Looks like he's going to go to the house, but he's going to be dragged down from behind. A penalty would put this back to the 20. Wouldn't matter because they would hand it off to this man, Jabari Williams, who has been making plays all season on the ground for Anniston. Touchdown is good. Pope looking for the two-point conversion. Jump ball to Tariq Judkins. Man, what a play. Puts the two-point conversion on the board. 16-3 now. Bulldogs starting to pull away. Jacksonville trying to put a drive together but cannot. Anniston cannot either. They're going to punt. Big thing, though, they're going to pin it down at the Golden Eagle 3-yard line. Put some pressure on the offense, does it not? Yep. What's going to happen? So Jackson with the ball. Minute and a half to go in the game, trying to make something happen. Backed up against the wall. Harmon drops back, scrambles, going to be chased down by Anderson's Malachi Hall, safety. And this one would pretty much solidify 18-3 at that point. Anniston would do the best play in football and kneel on it for a victory. Anniston 18-3 is the score. They do get that 10-0 season heading into the playoffs. Caught up with them, the team, after the game.
This is Michael Short here with High School Football Alabama's After the Game at the Jacksonville Golden Eagle Stadium with the victorious Anniston Bulldogs. Not only is it the victorious Anniston Bulldogs, but it is the undefeated Anniston Bulldogs. What about that, guys? Coach, we talked before the ball game about the week of preparation. As a former coach myself, it's got to be a tough week. Game 10, already won the region championship, but still got a lot to learn. You got more. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep learning each week. Not homecoming, but Halloween tomorrow night. So there's just a lot of distractions this week. Just tell us how proud you was of your team. After that first half, I thought, man, we're asleep, but all of a sudden they woke up the second half and did what they had to do to be successful.
Man, just super proud. I mean, it's hard to go 10-0. And I think this is the second time in Anniston history that we've been 10-0. So the guys need to pat on the back, love, all that kind of good stuff. But we still got more fish to fry.
Yeah, the thing about it is you got to it's this win tonight not only was for your team and your coaches and your coaching staff, but it's for the community. Your community gets behind you and supports you all the way. You had a great crowd here tonight. You had to be proud of the crowd and the way they hollered and screamed.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, so – I'm just excited for the boys. I'm excited for the win, excited for the 10-0. Like you said, we didn't play our best, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win the game. That's what it's about. So I'm super proud. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready for Fultondale.
You had to be excited about the way the second half started. To me, just the kicking game right there made a big play, and to me, it just really set the tone for the second half.
Yeah, it was just energy. I feel like first half we didn't match their energy. Second half we did. I told the boys today, nobody's going to stop us but us. So I feel like we keep getting better, keep learning how to practice and practicing at a high tempo. We got a chance.
Well, congratulations to the Bulldogs. And one more time, guys, let us know just how loud y'all can get. Appreciate it, Coach.
Happy bunch of Bulldogs. Bulldogs in Calhoun County, that's a great nickname to be. Piedmont Bulldogs, 10-0.
20-0 all combined.
And 10-0 Anniston this year.
Yes, 10-0. So we talked about that 3 times in their history. They've been 10-0 perfect regular season. They were 9-0 perfect regular season in 2022, but they didn't have a 10th game. So technically they weren't 10-0. So fourth time now being 10-0.
Coach Jackson there had a phrase. I've been around sports and obviously my entire life. I'd never heard this phrase before, guys. Let's see if y'all heard this. Did you catch this? He talked about, we got more fish to fry. I hadn't heard that one, but I love that one.
Yeah.
Rico Jackson last night telling Coach Short, hey, we're 10-0, but we got more fish to fry.
Yeah. I have heard that. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
It's an old school one.
I've definitely seen
the old school one. I hadn't heard that one. But all you Bulldog opponents out there, maybe you got Fultondale coming to town next week. Just be aware the Bulldogs have got more fish to fry.
They're going to batter them up.
Hey,
batter them up.
We're going to show the highlights of Fultondale, Gaston City. Fultondale's going to be pretty hurt coming into this game because they got hands to them tonight.
Tell you what, Gaston City 1 week, Anniston the next.
That's tough.
That's tough, both on the road. Yeah. We'll have highlights of that game coming and a lot of highlights still to come as we roll on to this Halloween night here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. I'm Tristan.
GrubMart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. GrubMart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And GrubMart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your GrubMart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know GrubMart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local GrubMart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Johnson's Giant Food bringing you our concession stand of the week and our concession stand of the year, and they're bringing you great food for your tailgate, whether it be Friday night football, college Saturday. Yeah, you're too busy to cook, no problem. Check out their hot food and deli. They've got everything you could possibly want. Chicken fingers, wings, potato wedges. They've got chicken salad, potato salad, everything you need, from cookies, chips, drinks, everything you need for your tailgate, your party. They've got it at Johnson's Giant Food. Locations to serve you in Attala. They're also in downtown Gadsden and East Gadsden. They're coming soon to Southside. They're also in Coldwater and in Jacksonville. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, coming to you tonight live from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston on this football Friday night. And we're going to take you out and get some more highlights. We got a ton of highlights too, Chad. You were out last night. A lot of us were out last night, so many Thursday night games. One of your stops last night. 2 old rivals. They're not in the same region anymore, but boy, a lot of history between Munford and Alexandria.
No doubt. Alexandria really playing some good football right now. Ranked number 8 in the state, their highest of the season so far. Taking on Munford before they have to welcome in Fayette County next week in round 1 of the playoffs. Let's go out to Munford and see how this one played out. The highlights, Munford finishing off their season as they're not going to the playoffs, but they are wrapping it up tonight, or last night, in Munford. First drive of the night, Alexandria's defense would have a nice gang tackle. They would play very strong on that side of the ball throughout the night, and then they're going to go to the ground when they get the ball, and guess who they're going to? M.J. Morris. Nice pickup for the young man over the right side, and then they're going to go to Beeson. It's been a great 1-2 punch here for this Valley Cub offense. That's going to get it in the plus side of the field, and then they would punch this in here with a toss to Beeson for the touchdown. It's going to be 7-0 Alexandria. The extra point by Val Eaton is good. And we go to the RO Supply. Touchdown t-shirts going into the crowd. Turn it around. They didn't model it quite as good as you did, Coach, but they're doing a good job. Munford now on defense, so this seems kind of minuscule. This stop here means that the Lions did not score a point in the first quarter. Alexander has not allowed a point in the first quarter all year long. 10 straight weeks of zeros in the first quarter. Great defense there. So we got a pick here on top of that, and that's going to be ran back. Nice play for Alexandria as they're going to bring this one back. Ryan Brown going to have this big, strong run. Look at the big fella, the fullback. You got to love the fullback in the game. By the way, that was Tyler Hunt on the INT, giving Alexandria the ball. But beautiful play here, and then just a ho-hum, Cole Wheeler, quarterback sneak into the end zone. 14-0 Alexandria as Eaton is good for another extra point. Alexandria rolls last night to finish off the regular season. Final score, 35-15.
Big win for Alexandria to get tuned up for the playoffs Thursday night. Extra game, extra day to get ready, get rested up as everybody's kind of beat up. Talking with both coaches tonight, with Coach Kelly from Cherokee County and also talking with Coach Miller from Piedmont, talking about the injuries and how they beat up they are and how they're looking forward to having just an extra day can mean a lot as they get into the playoffs. So Alexandria and Fayette County, Coach, as you know, as far as names go, they don't get much bluer than Alexandria and Fayette County in 4A football.
When I think of Fayette Counties, I think of the word Tucker.
Yes.
Coach, player.
Walden Tucker, Luke Tucker, what's the other Tucker?
Lance Tucker.
Lance Tucker.
And you can throw a Spencer Pennington in there at quarterback, too, over the years. They had some quarterbacks.
Spencer, boy.
Well, they could throw it.
Yeah.
Spencer Pennington played a playoff game in Heflin one time, and it was muddy and 6 inches of mud on the field. When the game was over, he's still clean. I mean, he wasn't even dirty. Never got dirty that night. We didn't win that game.
Hard to beat a team like that.
It is. It's hard to beat a team like that. Yeah, they're Fayette County. Just don't overlook them. Alexandria, don't overlook them.
Absolutely.
Because of the history, and we just don't see that side of the state. We don't see it much.
Never take a blue blood lightly.
And it's a 2-3 matchup.
Yeah, it is. 2-3. This time the 3 coming into the 2. All right, let's talk about now our Young Oil Company Grub Mart muscle team for this week. Going to show you these guys right here. This is the Ohatchee offensive line. And, they run, Coach Blake James would tell me, hey, we got really 7 guys because we run this Wild Eagle offense. These 7 guys, Alston Carroll, Braxton Davis, Raylan Snelly, Parker Crump, Caden Mann, Quinn Nunley, and Coleman Fowler. Last week, in that 28-8 win on the road at Sachs, they had 262 yards of total offense. Guys, 245 of the 262 yards of offense came on the ground, rushing the football. That tells me your offensive line is doing well, and that is our muscle team this week, the Ohatchee offensive line. All right, that's our, we'll have one more of these, by the way, to come up with next week. And we're going to tell you about the folks from Awards to Remember. Awards to Remember is located on Highway 144 in Ohatchee, and they're the place to go for awards. Go by their showroom and see them. Also go to awardstoremember.com, awardstoremember.com. They are the #1 dealer in this part of the state of Alabama. No question about it. For your plaques, your trophies, your medallions, any kind of awards you have, go see awardstoremember.com. Bringing you our East Alabama Top 10, which is coming up in just a few moments here on After the Game. Yeah.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in the Ted's today.
We've had quite the guest tonight on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Cherokee County head coach Jacob Kelly, Piedmont head coach Jonathan Miller, and Noble Bank has had quite the 20-year anniversary of Noble Bank and Trust. They had their official big celebration just about 2 weeks ago at the Aniston office. They've got another big customer appreciation event in honor of 20 years coming up on November 21st. That's the day of our last show at the Alexandria branch right there on U.S. Highway 431 in Alexandria. Noble Bank and Trust bringing you our post-game presser with all of our guests on these football Friday nights. Tons of highlights still to come. We're back here on After the Game. We got Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short with us. Chad, also last night, in addition to the Munford-Alexandria game, you rode up Highway 21 to Lamar Field in Oxford, and a lot of people probably, when they saw the final score, thinking 12-11.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen a 12-11 football final score?
I was there, and it's
remember.
hard to find out how they got to that score.
But you're going to show us.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. So Oxford 5-4 on the season. Got some talent. Just haven't been able to finally put it together so far this season. They got one more shot to do that before they go on the road and take on Parker in the first round. So last night was a big game for them. They faced Florence, a team they were unbeaten in the history against at 3-0. Let's go to Lamar Field at second half. Beautiful shot from Lamar Field in Oxford as the Yellow Jackets are up 5-0 at the break. Florence first drive of the night. It's about a 6-minute drive. They end with a field goal, so it's 5-3 at this point. So Oxford, exactly what you would expect. Just going to answer right back on the ground. Big, long run into the end zone. Touchdown Oxford. They're going to be up 11-3 after the PAT was blocked. So that's how we got the 11 on the board. So Oxford defense facing a 4th and 20 for Florence. They pick it up on a throw from their own 45-yard line down to the 25. It would lead to another field goal. Why? Because Oxford's defense was really strong. They did not allow Florence into the end zone all night long. So big stop there, another field goal. So this is going to make it 11-6. So this is where it starts getting wild here. Punt team for Oxford can't quite handle the snap, and it's going to be a tackle at midfield. This would lead to a 46-yard field goal. The first one was short. Oxford had a penalty, moved it 5 yards closer. They kicked the field goal. It's 11-9 now. Next Oxford drive. Again, trouble with the special teams. This ball will be fumbled down inside the 20-yard line, so Florence with a big shot. But the defense would hold. Again, 2:01 to go. 11-9 the score. Let's zoom out Florence kicks the field goal. It's good. Now we have a 12-11 score. Oxford, though, with a chance, all timeouts, 2.5 minutes to go, and it's picked off by the big fella. 98 slid back in coverage. They didn't see him. He's losing his mind, as all big guys do if you get a pick like that. So Oxford with another chance. They use all the timeouts. Florence punts, but they have a roughing the punter. It's going to give Florence the ball again, and that would be enough for them to kneel it down. So that is how you get to 12-11. Florence beats Oxford for the first time in their school history, and what a perplexing game to watch. Oxford's 5-5. They still have opportunity next week to shock the world and beat Parker.
You know, Chad, when you just see 12-11, the first thing you think is there had to be some crazy things happening.
There was a lot of crazy stuff. And I was looking forward to it because I was staying the whole game. I was like, I'm going to see something awesome, and I'm going to be able to celebrate for Oxford, and, you know, they're going to make this big play. And you kept thinking that big play was going to happen, but the big play did happen. But it was Florence that was making those plays. It's a team, like I said, they've got talent. They haven't put it together yet. They could, but they better do it quick.
Well, at the end of July, at the Calhoun County Quarterback Club Media Day, I was talking with Sam Adams, head coach at Oxford. I said, you know, Coach, I said, I think we're going to see Oxford and Parker 3. This is the third year in the row in the playoffs that Oxford and Parker have played each other. I think all three of those have been at Parker. All three of those have been at Parker. Can't get them at home. And Coach Adams agreed with me. He said, we just may see, and he smiled.
Here we go.
Not the kind of the way he expected it to be. Probably thought it was going to be deeper in the playoffs, but still, Oxford and Parker, I don't know if there's any teams in the playoffs that are going to know more about each other than Oxford and Parker do as far as coaching staff and scheme-wise.
Yeah, I agree with that.
By watching the film, Florence had a lot of opportunities inside Oxford's, field there. The defense must have played well. To force 4 field goals and the field position that Florence had. I mean, you got to give credit where credit.
Run the ball. They D'd him up good on the defensive backfield. I mean, it was just a complete effort by the defense. They just couldn't get those plays to kind of match up. Very tough to watch.
We got more highlights coming your way now. And Chad, this was one of the more surprising scores of the night last night. Let's take our hats off to Scott Peavy and the Etowah Blue Devils because they had not won a game until last night. And what a resiliency by Etowah for their performance last night.
How many times have we talked about it? We want everybody at least experience win at least one time in the year. You want to wake up sore the next day, windows open, the little fall breeze going through. That's what Etowah's getting to experience this morning. Let's go to Jim Glover Field and check out the highlights as Etowah would take on the Lincoln Golden Bears at Jim Glover Field. And as you mentioned, Scott Peavy, a name that a lot of folks around here know. He's synonymous with Calhoun County football, or at least football in this part of the state for sure, as he is trying to get his team into the win column for the first time this year. Very young team here at Etowah. I think they're starting a really young quarterback, etc. But we're going to start here with Lincoln. Allen thrower, going to get picked off in the end zone by Garrett Parker. Lincoln with the ball back, though. They're going to go to a man, Braden Collins, who's been making plays all season for them. Touchdown for Lincoln, extra point. No good, making the score 6-0. Etowah's Bryson Henry with a 9-yard pickup, and then Etowah would go on to score on this drive. The PAT would be good, making it 7-6 Etowah as they are leading for the first time tonight at home against the Golden Bears. Etowah would score another touchdown. Here we go, the touchdown T-shirts provided by RO Supply. What, John?
You see the guy trying his hardest to get one. He was dressed like a referee, and he just couldn't snag one. He walked away disappointed. We'll have to get that guy.
He's a ref. He couldn't see it, so it's fine. That's why he didn't catch it. All right, so Etowah now back with the ball. They would punch this one in. 2-point conversion was successful, making the score 15-6 at this point, as Etowah would hang on to win it tonight, 44-28, as they get to celebrate first win of the season, so congrats, Coach Peavy and company.
Let me be clear that was Chad Barnett there with that line there. Okay, all right. We'll move right along.
The thing is, it's a simple joke. We know a lot of these officials. They're all great guys. It's a little jam, a little fun.
All right. Sound Solutions, bringing you our Sound Solutions Media Center right here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. They are great sponsors of After the Game. The folks here at Parker, great folks, been a great partner with After the Game, hosting us every Friday night. Sound Solutions, they have permanent AV solutions designed for houses of worship, for classrooms, for auditoriums, for gyms, professional grade sound systems, projectors. They have LED walls. They have stage lighting and much more. Clean, efficient installs with training and long-term support. And they're right here local on Highway 78 West in Oxford. Sound Solutions, bringing you our media center each and every Friday night here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. And Red Threads, they're on the square in Jacksonville. They have the storefront, but also let's tell you about Red Threads and what they do kind of behind the scenes. They provide all of our great-looking T-shirts. Those RO Supply Touchdown T-shirts, the Anniston Orthopedics Score shirts that we have for our Team of the Week, and our Young Oil Muscle Team T-shirts, those great black T-shirts. They provide all of those if you need screen printing. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand, bringing you our Stay Put preview box, which there's a lot of crazy things go on behind the scenes with that during our breaks here on After the Game. We got more highlights coming. Team of the Week announcement is coming. East Alabama Top 10 for the last time this year, and more as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Ted's Floors and Beyond. We are about to bring you a little bit later on in the show our final Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week announcement. Ted's Floors and Beyond. Let me tell you, we've said it all year long, and I'll tell you, I'm a testimony to about the quality of work that Ted's does. They've done at my house both carpet and they've done tile and hardwoods. They've done all that at my house. They come out, they give you those free estimates. It's awesome. They're on time. They do what they say they're going to do, full of integrity. And now they're not only doing flooring, but now they do complete kitchen and also bath makeovers as well. Cabinets are partnering with Welborn Cabinet down in Clay County as well. Go by and see them in their showroom, U.S. Highway 431 at what they call 5 Points of Saks. Also visit them online at shopteds.com. That's the place to go. We promised you more game video, more big games from last night. We had kind of a unique situation, guys. We'll tell you about this. Last year, Gadsden City was scheduled to play McAdory at McAdory. I think you were there, Coach, when Coach Ollie Smith was telling us about this summer at Media Day in Etowah County. He said, we're at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we get a call from McAdory that, hey, the game's off, we're not playing. So they didn't play. So that was in week 5, that mid-season non-region week. So basically, this year they just decided, well, hey, let's not play at all. We just won't schedule the game at all. So Gadsden City needs a game. They had this week open originally, so they filled it with Class 4A Fultondale. Fultondale coming in to Titan Stadium. They switched the game to Thursday night. Fultondale coming to Anniston, as we mentioned, in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know that is the way to tune up, is to go to Gadsden City. We're going to take you the highlights at Titan Stadium from last night.
Yeah, I think you want to have a good, solid opponent, somebody that's going to prepare you
for
what's coming up. But you also don't want anybody to take it the other way.
Yeah.
And so right now, Gadsden City prepping for that. Fultondale did come in on a 3-game win streak, coming in hot. Gadsden City a little bit hotter. Let's go to the highlights and check this one out at Titan Stadium. As Gadsden City would not waste any time getting this one started out. They would arrive up 3-0, and Zion Gibson is going to change that fairly quickly. This is going to be an 80-yard touchdown return for a score. 2-point conversion would be good, making the score 21-0. RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. He got it. He got a Buc-ee's fan. Buc-ee's, man. He's been in line for a couple shirts. There we go.
Yeah, Santa Claus hat on, too.
Good day. All right, Fultondale on offense, just not much here. Just Gadsden City's defense just was too much for Fultondale. Back on offense now, Sam Solid. 22-yard run as he's going to keep it himself. A little juke move there going out of bounds. Sam's going to keep it himself this time. No, he's going to throw this one, a 12-yard pass to Keyshawn Curry. It's going to be a pickup for another first down for 12 yards. Sam now back, 21-yard pass, touchdown, Keyshawn Curry. PAT would be good, making the score an even 28-0. Gadsden City is on top. Fultondale now back on offense one more time, but the defense for the Titans, it held pretty much all night long. Very strong effort by the Titans defense. This would give Gadsden City back the ball. Salih would throw this one to Tylen Sims for an 18-yard touchdown. PAT would be good. Making the score 35-0. Gadsden City would score another touchdown, making the final score of 42-0. All Titans in this one as they head into the playoffs.
Yeah, as we said, Fultondale will come to play at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium against Anniston next Friday night in the first round of the 4A playoffs. We'll talk about Gadsden City here in just a moment because it's time for us to start really diving in to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. We've already done Class 3A Region 6, but right now we're going to go to the 5A and 6A regions. All of these are now set. These are the final region standings. We start off in August. Everybody's 0-0. Now we're here at the end of October, and it's all decided. Class 5A Region 4, Central of Clay County, the region champion. Valley, the runner-up. Those will be the 2 home teams in the playoffs. Elmore County third. Beauregard is fourth. Central of Clay County looks like Sipsey Valley going to be coming in to Volunteer Stadium next Friday night for the Class 5A first-round playoff games. I think Clay Central, people are just not talking about them. They're 9-1. They're only lost to 6A Ben Russell. And I'll tell you, this is a team that very easily, guys, could win the South in Class 5A. Everybody's talking about Williamson, but I saw Central beat Williamson last year 41-6. So Williamson's going to have to be a lot better if they're going to handle somebody like Central Clay County? Coach is shaking his head. He's speechless.
I'm nothing to say.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you just it could be them and Moody. That's all I'll say. I know everybody's talking Williamson and Viger and all those people, but
that was my prediction in our High School Football Alabama, the magazine, predicting the Super 7 was Central Clay and Moody. I'm sticking by it.
Now that their quarterback is back and he's getting back in bed, every week he gets better because he was out for quite a while. It just makes him a better team. Plus, he helps them on defense.
Wouldn't it be something if we had an all District 6 state championship game? Because Clay Central's in the South. Let's go to Class 5A Region 6 now, because this region is in the north. And Moody, number 1, St. Clair County, they are number 2, Jacksonville, number 3, and Leeds is number 4. So we've got some great matchups coming up there in the first round. Jacksonville, a lot of people wondering about them. They got a tough first round game. They got to go to Birmingham to take on Ramsey, who has been as consistent as anybody in Class 5A over the last 5-6 years or so.
Well, they took on Anderson tonight, so I mean, it's you talk about somebody getting you ready. I mean, Anderson, they're pretty talented, so that's a good.
And everybody says, why are y'all talking about Moody? They're 8-2. They got 2 losses. Well, those 2 losses, Gainesville, Georgia, and Auburn, which are probably double the size of Moody as far as enrollment goes.
Wow. They are.
And then Moody has beaten everybody else, and they've dominated everybody they played in Class 5A. Now, let's go to Class 6A. This is final now. Clay Chalkville, 10-0, maybe the best team in the state in any class. Mountain Brook is 2, Oxford 3, Pell City is 4. What that means is Pell City as the 4, they're going to have to go play at Homewood in the first round, who won that region. And Oxford's going to go, as we talked about earlier, to play at Parker for the 3rd year in a row.
Surprised by Pell City and what they were able to do this year?
No,
Coming back?
It's been a 3-year thing going on.
Yeah.
Really good team, and I think they are an underrated team. Tonight they were up on Southside. Southside trying to play for a playoff berth, and they were up on Southside 40-0 at Southside at halftime.
Yeah. And some of the plays like last week against Central Clay, 6-3. But boy, they had opportunities just right off their fingertips to have touchdowns. Tonight they may have made them.
Yeah.
We talked about Class 6A Region 8. We talked about Gadsden City, and we would talk about the Titans. Fort Payne won the region. Gadsden City 2, Buckhorn 3, Hazel Green 4. Southside, if they could have beaten Pell City tonight, would have been that 4th team, but they lost tonight to Pell City. So Gadsden City will be at home next week. The Jasper Vikings. Jasper beat Lawrence County this week 49-7. So that's going to be a really good first-round matchup as Jasper, the former Walker High School, comes into Titan Stadium next week. Gadsden City is one of those teams that, even though they're at home, I still put them in that category, Coach, of being a dangerous team, because the Titans have a lot of talent, and on a given Friday night, they can probably stand toe-to-toe with anybody in 6A North.
That's true. And if people don't know anything about Jasper, the wide receiver coach / co-offensive coordinator is Tyrone Prothro of Cleveland County.
Never heard of him.
Tyrone Prothro, for all you youngsters out there. Look him up. Look him up on YouTube. It won't be hard to find.
Please do.
Tyrone Prothro videos, that's for sure.
Do you imagine him? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did you imagine him in these offenses these days?
Oh, gosh.
Putting him out in space.
Man.
Not only in space, he'd be motioning and getting handoffs.
He was a stud
direct
when
snaps.
offenses were boring.
Yeah.
My goodness.
He took some direct snaps in Alabama, just took him and let him run.
Yeah. Man, he would have been something else.
Youngsters, look him up. Tyrone Prothro. Prothro, right?
That's correct.
All right, Tyrone Prothro. Let's talk about Young Oil Company Grub Mart, bringing you our muscle team. You just saw our muscle team from Old Hatchie, but let me tell you, they have right now a new exciting loyalty program. You can sign up for that. They're famous for their 99-cent bag of ice. They've got new deli items in certain stores. Sign up for that Super Saver card. More importantly, Young Oil Grub Mart, major sponsors of Jacksonville State University and local high school athletics, and big sponsors from the very beginning of high school football Alabama's After the Game. We come back, we've got more highlights on the way, and we're also going to show you our Player of the Week coming up from Farmers and Merchants Bank. That's next.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
USA Softball of Alabama, it's in the hundreds of scores that they brought you here on After the Game throughout this year and in past years, probably in the thousands over the years. USA Softball of Alabama, if you're an adult or youth team and you want to play USA Softball in the state of Alabama, you go to usasoftballofalabama.com. Contact Tracy Morgan. Her contact's there at the website. A lot of great information. I love going to their website because you learn more about softball and softball in this state than you can even imagine right there with USA Softball of Alabama, bringing you our scores each and every Friday night. Time to tell you about our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week for this week. And it's a guy you might have heard of. Even the youngsters have heard of this guy. He's becoming quickly a legend. We're talking about the Piedmont Bulldogs. Riley Pinto, there he is, Player of the Week last week against Wellborn. 6 receptions, 125 yards and a touchdown. He had 2 punt returns, both of these in the first half, 167 yards, 162 yards. That's 129 yards in punt returns. His total offense in that game, 254 yards. And guess what, guys? Not only does he receive punts, he's the punter. He had a punt for 29 yards as well. One of the few times that Piedmont punts. They don't punt very much.
Job in the world.
And so when they do, Raleigh Pinto handles that. We just handed off a plaque tonight with Coach Miller, taking that back to Raleigh. He is our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. And speaking of the Piedmont Bulldogs, we got a little highlight coming up here of Raleigh Pinto. Tonight, Piedmont, a region title was on the line. Perfect season was on the line. Glencoe coming back into town. A lot of storylines there. Mm-hmm. We were there for the highlights up at the Field of Champions.
We're excited about this region all season, and to have it come down like this, and plus the storyline with Bailey Blanchard coming back to Piedmont. It was all set in stone for a great contest tonight at the Field of Champions. Let's go out to the highlights and see how this one played out as John doing a little knowledge test here in the Piedmont
Radio,
booth.
my first calling right there. Yeah.
I was going to say, you ever done some radio before?
Yeah, a little bit,
Just
yeah.
a little bit. Piedmont Bulldogs on offense to begin. Cole Austin, 24-yard pass to Mason Morrow down to the 7-yard line. Big pop, though, by the defender. And that's going to be first and goal from the 7-yard line. Austin's going to take this one in from 7 yards out. Touchdown, Piedmont. They're going to be up 6-0 at this point. They're going to go for 2 here, and Jackson Howard is going to take it on the pitch, and he's going to find his way into the end zone for 2 more, scoring at this point now 8-0 Piedmont. Glencoe would try and get something moving here. Jamin Mintz, 16-yard pass to Isaiah Young, giving the team a first down, but that drive would stall. There you see the Glencoe youngsters. Glencoe now back on offense a little bit later. Chase Kirkpatrick. Big pick here, and he's going to take this one back 45 yards for the pick, 6 for number 5. It's going to put them up at this point. What would it be? 6 and 4. 14-0. 2-point conversion. Raleigh Pinto into the end zone. 16-0 Piedmont as Jonathan Miller looks on to his squad, finishing the season perfect, 10-0 and number 2 in the state, 46-0.
Piedmont 17 of the last 18 meetings against Glencoe. Both teams going to the playoffs. Piedmont will be at home. Phil Campbell coming to town. Glencoe on the road at Winfield in the first round of the 3A playoffs next week. Winfield better get ready. That's still a pretty good Glencoe team coming to town.
I don't have any doubt. A little surprised by the score. I thought it'd be a little bit tighter than that. Maybe Piedmont was just trying to prove a point, but like you said, they've had the offense. We talked about that last week. The offensive output that they've had over the last 4 weeks has been unheard of. So to get blanked tonight was kind of surprising, but that offense will still be there next week.
They're playing complementary football because all year long I've seen them play it several times, and they're always getting something in their kicking game. Pinto's always returning a kick for a touchdown, or he also punched too. Mm-hmm. And then they get pick sixes. So their defense is playing well. Their offense is playing well. They're just playing great complementary football right now.
And Pinto returning 67-yard punts and 62-yard punts. They're getting it done in special teams as well. Anniston Orthopedics bringing you our comeback player of the week. And Anniston Orthopedics is open on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. with their Saturday morning sports clinic. This is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama. 6 highly skilled, kind, experienced physicians. You know them by name: Vandervoort, Tippett, Hardy, Wiedmer, Morris. And they are fantastic folks. And they will be open at 8 a.m. every Saturday, the Tyler Center in Anniston with the Anniston Orthopedics Saturday morning sports clinic. We've got more video ahead, including already a state playoff game. We're going to take you to that next.
The
All right.
Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Voting is open right now at our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama, for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. 40 student athletes that you can vote for, 20 male, 20 female. And that is open all the way until next Monday, November the 10th, for $1,500 apiece scholarships. That's $3,000 in college scholarships, plus another $2,000 in gift cards to all 40 of those final athletes. F&M Bank has given $33,000 in scholarships just in the last 7 years right here to students in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. 110 years in business, Spirit debit cards for all the Calhoun and Cherokee County schools, and 5 locations, the original location in Piedmont, also Aniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and now in Center. Time now for more game video. Joined back here by Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short. Playoff action tonight. Tommy Miller Field in Jacksonville. Get a lot of rematches in the Christian Football Association. Tonight was one of them. State semifinals tonight, JCA and Cornerstone.
Talk about a rematch.
Yes.
Just 2 weeks ago. That's
when
a quick,
you play 3 games in 11 days like they did earlier.
Yeah. That's true. So October 17th, they beat them by 5. Now they bring them back in here for the first round or the quarterfinals.
Semifinals
for the playoffs. Last year, same thing. Beat them in the regular season, beat them in the playoffs as well. So let's see how this one would play out between Jacksonville Christian and Cornerstone. Let's go to the highlights and see exactly how it happened. Welcome to Tommy Miller Field. As we take a look at the scoreboard, it's going to be 36-15 when we arrive. JCA, good guys on top. Jess Nelson going to get a 22-yard pass to Cody Harrison. Nice pass and catch. First down. They got some players. They did last time when we saw these highlights. Jess Nelson now this time a 9-yard touchdown run as they would get into the end zone. 2-point conversion would be a no-go though, and it would be a score of 36-21. Noah Lee now going to work. Not with his arm, but with his legs. Shedding defenders, keeping a hold of that football. Good ball security there. 33-yard pickup. First down, Thunder. 4th down, though, for the Thunder. What are they going to do? It's going to be a 4th and 15 at the Cornerstone 39-yard line. Lee passing to Hurd, but this is going to be just short, and this is going to be with 12 seconds to go in the half, so we would go to the break with that same score. Now pick it up in the third quarter. Lee is going to really take charge here. Big fella's going to turn and heave it 45 yards to Dawson Wilkerson. Into the end zone, touchdown JCA, 42-21 at this point. 2-point conversion would be good, but they're doubling them up. Then, Jamison Holderreed, fumble recovery at the 50-yard line, giving the Thunder the ball back. And Lee's just going to go to work here. Methodical, 9-yard pass to Bryson Dowdy. Now 31 yards to one of his favorite targets, Arnez Hurd. All the way down to the 7. Hurd is a player, and he's been a stud for him all year. Lee, though, he is going to take this one into his own hands, and maybe better described as his feet. He's going to get this into the end zone, 7-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion, no good as well. 48-21, though, Jacksonville Christian advances to the next round.
This will be the state championship game coming up next Friday night at Tuscaloosa Christian in Tuscaloosa, JCA, and another rematch with Russell Christian. The first time that they played in Meridian back about a month or so ago, they did not have Tommy Miller. They did not have Noah Lee. They were playing on the road there. So this is the rematch. Last year, for the first time in the history of the Christian Football Association, the Russell did not win the state championship. JCA won it. We had the whole team right here after the game from Tuscaloosa on after the game. So it's going to be a bitter matchup coming up next week in Tuscaloosa. Noah Lee tonight, 20 of 24, 373 yards, and 6 passing touchdowns. Then he had 69 yards rushing. You saw the rushing touchdown there that really kind of put the game away for them. So you're looking at over 450 yards of total offense by Noah Lee. Dawson Wilkerson, 9 receptions, 184 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Bryson Dowdy, 4 catches, 40 yards and a touchdown. You mentioned Arnez Hurd there. Arnez Hurd, 7 catches, 100 yards, 25 yards rushing. Rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, 2 tackles, 2 pass deflections. He may be the most underrated player, period, in this part of the state. Is number 6, Arnez Hurd. So JCA back. They had some injuries, including to Noah Lee. They've had a lot of adversity this year, but the bottom line is next Friday night they're playing for a state championship again down in Tuscaloosa.
That'd be huge.
And that was perfect film there because you had steam. It was cold night, perfect football weather. Steam coming off the field, coming off from out. You don't get that on turf. You don't see that, but on the real grass, it was perfect right there. Perfect.
Guys, our last awards to remember, East Alabama Top 10 of the year. Again, we started off at the first of the year, and this looks somewhat different than it did at the first of the year, but a couple of things that we predicted way back at the early part of the season, the teams were not there that we thought were going to be there are here where we thought they would be. Number 10 in our East Alabama Top 10, Handley. Maybe the most underrated team in 4A football in the state. They're 9-1. They're only lost to Clay Central in week 1. They've won 9 straight, guys. This is a great team.
Talk about Clay being quiet. That's about as quiet as you can get right there for a 9-1 football
Absolutely. And not still ranked even in the top 10 in the state. That's amazing. Number 9, they did make it into the top 10 finally.
Didn't they?
Westbrook Christian at number 9. Talk about dangerous football teams in the playoffs. It's a dangerous team because Westbrook, as you would expect with Steve Smith, getting better every week. Number 8 in our East Alabama Top 10, Pleasant Valley had an open date tonight, getting ready for Winston County out of Double Springs coming in next week, looking for their first playoff win in school history next week. 9-1, by the way, best record in school history. Number 7, Moody, 8-2, a region champion. I think probably the favorite to win the North in 5A. Number 6 in our East Alabama Top 10, Alexandria, 9-1. Their only loss coming to Anniston. Number 5 in our East Alabama Top 10, Central Clay County. 1 loss, region champion, only loss to a Ben Russell team who I've seen a lot of predictions where a lot of people think Ben Russell could get to the Super 7 and 6A.
They got some studs.
They do.
They got
Cedarian Morgan.
Yeah, I was going to say. Best receiver possibly in the country.
Yes. Going to Alabama. Number 4, Anniston Bulldogs, undefeated, 10-0, region champions. Might be the most talented team in 4A in North Alabama. Number 3 in our East Alabama Top 10, Coosa Christian. They were open. Going to be home next week. I think they got Isabella coming to town. And they are going to be a team that's going to be reckoned with. I think clearly they're the best team in North Alabama in Class 2A. Number 2, Piedmont Bulldogs, undefeated back-to-back years at 10-0, ranked number 2 in the state, number 2 in all of East Alabama in our final poll. And they're just playing phenomenal football. Coach Miller on the show earlier talking about how well they're playing right now. And number 1, another team that had an open date, the Wadley Bulldogs. And again, I think far and away the best team in North Alabama, probably far and away the best team in the state. You know, when you got Moody sitting over here at number 7, that tells you how good that this part of the state is in high school football. I mean, just some powerhouse teams. And with virtually all of these teams, we're talking about deep playoff runs, and we're also talking about the potential to get to the Super 7.
Would that be semifinals?
That would be semifinals, yes.
I would love to see
Deshler and West Morgan and Cherokee County probably are going to have some something to say about that.
I know, but I really want to see that. Really want to see
And that would be, by the way, regardless of times traveled, that would be at Anniston again.
Yeah.
At White Mosby. Coach, what stands out to you about these teams here?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of scores last night that you looked at
Yes.
and watched, and it would tell me maybe the future, if you're looking into the future of what some of these teams may be facing, is Piedmont maybe, you never know, in a semifinal matchup with Mars Hill. It could, you never know. I don't, Coach ain't going to look at that, but we can.
We can.
I can
Yep.
now. And Central Clay, everybody's talking about Williamson and Viger and people like that. They played Williamson last year. Unless they brought in 40 people. I mean, what was that score last year? Williamson or was it Viger?
Williamson and Clay Central.
Yes.
I was at that game.
41-6.
41-6.
Yeah.
Clay Central beat Williamson. Williamson's going to have to be a whole lot better to make up 35 points against the Danny Horn team if they play them. I think the South in 5A is kind of wide open.
Yes.
To me, 5A North is that bunch right there.
And probably, just looking at all the classifications, 3A, North and South, is pretty good. I mean, there's some real good teams. You got South Side of Selma we talked about, who beat a Bullitt County, scored 50.5 against a Bullitt County.
That's athletic.
Yes, but Pleasant Valley again, give kudos to Coach Nix. He took his team, just like Cherokee County did, took his team to Birmingham to watch the girls because they were off this week. Watched the girls win their third straight volleyball championship, and then from there went over to UAB. And they got taken through UAB and got to see all the facilities and all that, and then came back in practice. So kudos for him to letting those kids doing an off week.
Yeah.
Pleasant Valley started playing football in 1982. Never won 9 games till this year. Have a chance next week to win 10. Also have a chance, which they've never done, obviously, and have a chance next week to win a playoff game for the first time ever in school history in 43 years. Yeah. So it's a huge game. I think this is the biggest game. They were a little bit outmanned last year against Sulligent. Coach, you were there at the game. This is a winnable game against Winston County, and I think this is the biggest game in Pleasant Valley history coming up next week. Before we go to break, let me just say there's one team that's not on here that you better look out for that is going to make some noise. And that's, their coach was here with us tonight, Cherokee County. They were a player or two away from beating Anniston, a player or two away from beating Alexandria. They could very easily be like here with a couple of plays. And you heard Coach Kelly say tonight, we haven't played close to our best football game this year. If that bunch gets rolling, 4A better look out. And they're under the radar right now because they're not ranked in the top 10.
As much as
those
a team that good over the last few years can be, they are under the radar. Yeah.
And they've had some injuries, but they've had it long enough now that they're able to plug somebody else in and get ready to play another game.
And Keyshawn Woods,
that
guy's not first team All-State 4A running back.
He better be.
I don't know who he is.
He better be.
Yeah, he's good.
We will come back with more of After the Game, more highlights still to come in Team of the Week as well. All right.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
WM Grocery. We're going to roll some video here. They provide us our food on Friday night. Piedmont, Heflin, also in Roanoke and in Wedowee. Look at this spread tonight. Those rolls, those roll-ups were great. They brought us this cheese, the chip tray. Look at 3 different kinds of wings. Now, I think that is the 223 sauce, and then they had lemon pepper, and then look at those. Wouldn't this look good at your house or at your tailgate right there with the cookies, the wings, the little pinwheels, all the chips and dips? WM Grocery Catering. I'm looking forward. Going to be an FCA event that they're catering here in about a week or so. Looking forward to that. They are the premier caterers, no doubt about it, here in East Alabama. Call Miss Kay. She's in the Heflin location, but she also kind of oversees all their catering out of Piedmont, out of Roanoke, out of Wedowee. And you cannot go wrong with the catering at WM, whether it's a small get-together at your house or whether you've got a huge banquet for 400 or 500 people. They can handle it all, and they handle our food, and it was phenomenal. Guys, here again tonight on After the Game. All right, let's tell you about Westbrook and Welborn. Again, playoff implications. This was a region game tonight over at Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium in Rainbow City tonight. Of course, you know, Welborn could have won this game and kind of thrown things into disarray in that Class 3A Region 6. Westbrook for sure needed to win just in case, you know, Glencoe had upset Piedmont. None of that happened. But again, there were ramifications, at least on paper, going into this game tonight between 2 coaches that have met each other quite a few times over the years. The schools may be different, but the Smith boys got it on one more time tonight over in Rainbow City.
Great contest and one that we were looking forward to, especially coming into this one. As you mentioned, keeping this region play all the way down to week 10. That's what makes this region so awesome, and it's been a lot of fun to watch all season long, and it finished with this one tonight. Let's go to the highlights and see how this one exactly played out as Westbrook Christian and Welborn would shake hands in midfield. And you see the Warriors coming out of the tarp, take on the Welborn Panthers. Do what, Coach?
Senior night.
Senior night is for Westbrook Christian, and they get started fairly quickly. Isaiah Emerson gets picked off by Titus Jones, leads to a 30-yard field goal by Reed Barber. It's going to be 3-0. Westbrook is on top. There you see Coach Smith, man that has coached and won a lot of games in November, which is where we are right now. Jet sweep, Beckham Hammondtree for 11 yards and a first down. Brody Blevins, this time he's going to connect with Bo Kilgo, who he's hit about 1,000 times this year. 16-yard touchdown. Extra point is going to be good. 10-0 Westbrook at this point. There you see the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Somebody get her a scholarship. Welborn no has to punt. It's going to be blocked by Jones. Just more impressive play here by Westbrook as they were looking good here on senior night. Blevins going to hand off to Maximus Jones. He's going to get to the end zone for the touchdown. 17-0 after the extra point is good. Westbrook would go on to win this one fairly easily. 48-6 the final score.
Westbrook, the same characteristics that we talked about, that Coach Short talked about with Coach Miller at Piedmont earlier. These are the top 2 teams in this region. In my mind, they're 2 of the top 3A teams in the state, obviously. same characteristics. Very explosive on offense, very opportunistic on defense. Special teams really good at Westbrook with Reed Barber, the kicker. Obviously very well coached, great staffs, great head coaches. All these things together, and the thing I think that strikes me about both Piedmont and Westbrook right now, they're getting better every week.
The one thing you see, you talk about the Piedmont and Westbrook, you mentioned all the different facets of playing the complementary football. You had a block punt tonight. You had a 30-yard field goal. You had a pick. You had a touchdown pass. Everything that you could ask for is what Coach got tonight.
First thing I noticed that means they're a well-coached team is on that block kick, the ball going downfield. A lot of kids would have went down there and picked it up and tried to run. The kid Westbrook knew this. We're going to have great field position. Just get away from it. Don't try to pick it up and fumble it yourself.
Yeah,
and give it right back to him.
Leon Lett situation.
That's
Yes,
exactly right.
Back to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a
Very smart.
well-coached football team. And when you play them, you're going to start off because of their punter
Gonna kick it out
and
of
their
the end
kicker. You're going to be starting at the 20 or deep in your zone. So it's very hard for a high school team to go 80 yards without making a mistake.
You're going to start at the 20 because Reed Barber's going to kick it out of the end zone.
And that seems to like people that don't watch a lot of high school football, that may seem like that's, well, everybody starts from the 20.
No.
Not high school football. I mean, I can't tell you how many teams that just don't even attempt to kick it deep.
Not
now.
anymore, no.
So many teams are going for and it's not like an onside kick, but you'll see about a 20-yard pooch, something like that. It's just littered, so to have somebody that can actually kick it deep is really strong.
And a lot of teams, I saw it a bunch tonight, teams just kicking it out of bounds and teams starting at the 35.
Yeah.
So that 15 extra yards, I mean, there's another first down and a half that the offense has got to get. So it's a big weapon they've got there. We're going to go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. We've always shown you Class 3A Region 6, so we're going to look at 3A Region 4. Really the only local team involved in that is Randolph County. Big win last night, impressive over Hoax Bluff at home, 25-7. Randolph County's playing good football right now. Speaking of teams in 3A playing good football there in the South, Randolph County goes to a 9-1 Thorsby team in the first round. But Coach Mo Winston, as good as they come in 3A football.
He better be one of the top players in the state. Look, tonight he had a 100-yard, or last night, he had a 100-yard kickoff return, rushed for over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And with a player like that, again, there's that 3 team, Randolph County going on the road to a 2 team, Thorsby. I think this region right here might be a little stronger than the region that Thorsby's coming out of. So watch that as a first round upset alert right there. Now let's go to Class 4A. Class 4A, we're going to start in the South Region 3. Hanley, we mentioned them, number 1. Booker T. Washington, the 2. Bullitt County, the 3. Tallahassee, the 4. Let's talk about Hanley. Chris White, in his first year as head coach, lost the first game to Clay Central, and they've won every one since. That's another team. Nobody is talking about Hanley. They're 9-1 and not even ranked in the top 10 in the state. Stuck off down there in Roanoke, and nobody's paying any attention to them. And that's a team that you better look out for that could make some noise and shock some people in Class 4A.
And that's a surprise because they lost early, like you said, to Clay Central. And they're a team that's traditionally in the top 10.
Team that's won state championships.
I know they changed coaches. I understand that. But they're still, that coach was there with them. He had already been there, so he was a part of it. So I don't understand why they're not ranked. But for them, they're happy because they're not ranked, nobody's talking about them, and they're just happy where they're sitting right now.
And they've got a great quarterback, which is one of the things you need to pull off big wins, quote-unquote upsets, is great quarterback play, and they've got that down in Roanoke. Class 4A, Region 6, we had Coach Jacob Kelly of Cherokee County in earlier. Anniston, the 1. Alexandria, 2. Cherokee County, 3. Asheville, 4. Asheville's going to go over to Hamilton in the first round. Dangerous game for Hamilton. Cherokee County going to Good Hope. A really dangerous game for the Raiders there with Cherokee County coming to town. Alexandria, Fayette County, a couple of blue blood names out at Death Valley next Friday night. And Anniston is going to be at home with Fultondale coming to town, the Bulldogs. I wouldn't be totally shocked. Asheville's going to have the toughest time, but I'll just go on record and say it. I really think that Class 4A Region 6 is going to win 3 of those 4.
I was thinking 3-4 for sure. Do you think? What do you think about Asheville?
I would not be surprised. I don't know how good it is. So hard. I was talking with folks this week. So hard on the other side of the state in West Alabama. There's no comparative scores. There's no way to tell how good those teams actually really are. But Asheville, as Coach Kelly talked about, offensively with that quarterback J.B. Potter, he's as good as there is in 4A football. When you got a quarterback like that, you always got a chance. So we'll see when Asheville goes to Hamilton there in the first round. So that's our Class 4A and 3A regions in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. More highlights, more Region Rundown Team of the Week still to come on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
Earlier tonight, you saw our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. What a good game it was between Aniston and Jacksonville. Judd Edwards is here in our community in East Alabama. He's for our community, delivering great service, real hometown relationships. Let me tell you, I serve on a couple of boards out there with Judd Edwards. I've seen him. I see what he does and what he cares for and how involved he is in the community. He was a high school football player himself here in East Alabama, and a good one at that. He is involved in sports. He's involved in this community, and he can help you with all your insurance needs. InsureWhatCounts.com. Call them at their brand new Heflin office. You're right there on Highway 9, 256-463-2260. Now, we've got our last, is this our last? I think it's our last video of the night coming up with Chad and Coach Barnett and Coach Barnett. Coach Short. It's been a long time.
I did Coach Powder Puff one time, my senior year.
Coach Barnett.
Hey, now
were you the coach of the year in the Powder Puff League?
We went all out. Me and my buddy Rodney Hancock, I don't like anybody knows who the heck that is. Anyway, we had headsets and everything. We went out and bought them at Radio Shack. Yeah, we were legit. We won.
All coming out tonight here on After the Game.
They were 3-0.
We had a lot of theoreticallys tonight. Theoretically, if Glencoe had beaten Piedmont, if Welborn had beaten Westbrook, another theoretically if Southside had beaten Pell City tonight because of their double overtime win about a month ago over Mae Jemison, Southside would have been in the playoffs. But Pell City maybe still smarting after that tough loss last week to Clay Central, and they went into Barney Hood Stadium tonight. And, boy, I tell you, this was an impressive win by Pell City.
Smarting was the exact word that was in my brain. This is how Week 10 starting to mesh together. That's scary for you because it's not good. Get in here. It's not good at all. But, yeah, big loss last week. Tough loss last week. A lot of eyeballs were on it. 6-3, they lost to Clay Central. Could they rebound? Let's go to Smoke Neck Tech and find out. Go to Southside. We get there, and it's already 26-0. About 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Brody Gossett hands off to Kamari Love, and he's going to get to the end zone. Extra point would be good. 33-0 Pell City. And the touchdown T-shirts brought to you by RO Supply. Go into the stands. Pell City now tries an onside kick and perfectly played. Southside was a little too soft on that. Pell City picks it up and give them great field position. Gossett connects with Mason Dates for 22 yards on a first down. Gossett now scrambling, throwing, and finding Isaiah Smith. When he finishes scrambling, nice connection there, 27 yards, and he's going to barrel through a defender. Gets into the end zone, great play. Extra point would be good. And we got more RO Supply T-shirts coming in. We've had a lot of these out there.
It's a arm on that girl.
Hey, they're getting after it. 40-0 at this point at halftime. Southside would get the ball to start the second half, and Christian Morris's pass is tipped by Ethan Isbell and intercepted by Darrell Wade. Touchdown Pell City, 47-0. Pell City's on top. Amazing year score. Morris connects with Joshua Peoples over the middle for a 30-yard gain. Southside trying to make something happen tonight. Morris hands off to Mason Gray. He gets into the end zone barely. He puts on the points for Southside. Extra point is no good. It's 47-6. Marshall Hartley throws the deep ball downfield and finds Dates. Nice footwork and hands. 48 yards. Hartley hands off to Love now, and he gets to the first down to the 2-yard line for the first down for Pell City. Hartley finding now Brendan Salter in the end zone for another touchdown. Extra point would be good. 54-6 now the score. Southside back on offense. Rickles hands off and picks up 45 yards for the Panthers. Rickles now takes another handoff, and this time he's going to get in the end zone again. 54-43 or 54-13 at that time as Pell City rolls impressively tonight in Southside.
Tough loss for Miles Holcomb in his first year of his second term at Southside, trying to get in the playoffs, but an impressive win for Nick Gentry and Pell City. It'll be a smidge tougher next week when they go to Waldrop Stadium in Homewood to take on the Patriots in the first round of the 6A playoffs. Homewood's got a really good 6A football team.
The fighting Gerhard Mathanganis.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Gerhard Mathanganis.
Gerhard
fighting Mathanganis.
There you go.
Gerhard didn't know he's going to
number
get
was he?
a shout out in Mobile tonight for Gerhard. I think that that was just an impressive. I'm impressed by what Nick Gentry did with his team because they could have come in there. They're in the playoffs. This game doesn't really mean a whole lot. And they could have come in there and just laid down with the highlights that we saw right there.
No.
I mean, this is a team that came in there with a lot of fire tonight at Southside.
Now you start to wonder, could they make some noise?
Yeah,
they can score some points.
Yeah,
they can. They can score some points. They were I know they scored 3 last week, but they were very close to scoring some points. And look, you know where he came from. He's not looking for. Look, you better play for 4 quarters because you're going to have to play him. He's a little Nick Saban disciple there.
Absolutely. Defensive
Early days of Nick Saban, too, back when he was
a lot more fiery than he was.
National championship defensive lineman on maybe the second or one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in Alabama history.
Well, they play good defense because that's what he did. I mean, he grew up under Saban.
Let's go to our final Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundowns of the night, classes 1A and 2A, before we name our team of the week coming up after the break. Let's jump to that right now. Class 1A, Region 6. Wadley had an open date. Winterboro won big tonight.
Big bounce back for them.
Yes, big bounce back. And that's a dangerous team in the playoffs that nobody's talking about much. They got blown out by Wadley last week, but it was Wadley. That's the team. We talk about those 3s going to 2. Berry over in Fayette County, better look out next week. That is an 8-2 Fayetteville football team. Their only 2 losses to Wadley and Winterboro. I promise you Barry would have lost to Wadley and Winterboro too. So that's going to be one of the better first-round matchups next week. We go to Class 1A now, bring it even further north into Region 8. Appalachian, open date, had their first 10-0 season in school history. Woodville the 2, Spring Garden the 3, Ragland the 4. Spring Garden will be on the road at Hackleburg. Hackleburg lost to Hubbartville last night 50-20. I think even though Spring Garden lost tonight to Rambert, I think that's a winnable game for Spring Garden as they go up to Hackleburg to play.
The loss from Spring Garden tonight, people would say, well, how'd they lose to Rambert? I don't think people realizes the type of speed that Rambert has to play against every week, being in the South, some of the people they play against. So when they play Spring Garden, they think, wait a minute, this is a lot slow. Not they're slow, but it's a lot slower than what they're used to seeing on Friday nights.
I would say this, Rambert's a 2. I would say with complete confidence that if Rambert was in that region, Rambert and Appalachian probably would have been the region title game. Yeah. And I'm not so sure that Rambert wouldn't have won the thing. So that tells you how good the Bulldogs are in that region that they come out of. Class 2A now. Let's go take you down to the south in Class 2A Region 6. Not south, but over to the west. Coosa Christian won the region Southeastern, who we saw back in the spring, Coach, over in Heflin, and we said, that's a pretty good 2A football team. And look at that, 8-2, the runner-up to Coosa Christian. Faultville, Susan Moore. Coosa Christian looks like Isabella, I believe, coming into play at Coosa next Friday. That will be the prohibitive favorite in 2A North will be Coosa Christian. And that as we take a look at Class 2A Region 7, Pisgah the 1, Pleasant Valley 2, North Sand Mountain 3, Sandrock the 4. Sandrock has to go as far west as you can go in the state without being in Mississippi as they go to Red Bay.
Hey, Red Bay, all right.
Tiffin Motorhomes country up there. And then Pleasant Valley will be at home. Winston County out of Double Springs. Pretty good program, but I think that's a winnable game. Pleasant Valley looking for their first playoff win in school history next week out at Raider Field, guys.
That'll be huge.
I don't know
That'll
how to
be
pull out
big.
Red Bay. I don't know how I got that.
Yeah.
Everybody finds one, I guess.
Every squirrel finds a nut.
Red Bay Tigers going to be taking on the Sandrock Wildcats in a cat fight up in Northwest Alabama next week. We come back, we're going to name our Team of the Week. That's next.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
And we are about to wrap things up here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, coming to you on this Football Friday night, Saturday morning from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. We got a couple of things to do before we leave you for this week. First is we're going to announce our the Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week. So who's going to get the Ted's Fours t-shirts? Who's going to get the Anniston Orthopedics Score shirts? Who is going to get the Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy? Well, let me just tell you, this is a team who doubled their win total this year, and that was a team that last night doubled that win total from 2 wins last year to 4 wins this year. The Cleveland County Tigers winning at White Plains, a rival game, by a score of 27-14 last night. So all those goodies we talked about are going to be headed to Cleveland County High School. The Tigers are Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week. Now, tomorrow morning, at some point in the morning before lunchtime, on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama, we're going to be posting our core sports medicine play of the night. This will be our final play of the night of the year, and you're going to get a chance to vote on the play of the year from all of our 11 plays of the night. Here is one from last week, and this one garnered a bunch of views. This was from our big game of the week last week with over at Pell City and Clay Central. That was the only touchdown scored in the game right there, was in that 6-3 win by Clay Central and our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance play of the, or game of the night, game of the week, and that was the play right there. And a lot of folks watching that on our Facebook page all throughout the weekend and all during the week. And so basically that was, 117,000 views of that play. And we're going to have another play of the night presented by Core Sports Medicine that will be posted. Watch that tomorrow morning. We'll bring you the best play of the night that we have coming up tomorrow morning on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. For Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working team here on After the Game, we'll see you next Friday night. We'll have every score in the state, all the playoff brackets. Nobody does that visually in this state like we do here on After the Game. That's next Friday night at 10 o'clock.